That was Lucky Dube, right? That was Lucky Dube. Good evening and welcome. Ogunfaiti, my brother, how you doing? Mr. Labi, Prince Adebayo Shitu. Are you a prisoner? Let's listen to this one as well.
Still
I am a
running your
prisoner.
salon or spa with
Let's
outdated
allow the
methods?
advert to
Make
go.
the most of your time with a switch to Vigoro.
Shout out to my
It's a
beautiful
simple
wife.
business management app.
Let's listen to this. Bam, 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 bam. How much will you pay for your freedom? Lukman says, how am I? Well, imiti gbadun muti jeja ti dodo. Plantain and nice fish produced by my beautiful wife. Oh, if you like, listen to what we are saying. If you like, they say, me with the play. I am 6,000 kilometers away. It's just that we cannot take it, and that is why we are here all the time. We are not happy with Nigeria. Let's move out now. Some say it's not going to happen. Look, I am 40 plus. I am not even 50 yet. Whatever it is, Tinubu will use 8 years. My own year will still be not up to Tinubu. Tinubu is 72 today, right? It's good. So that means that the future is still in Yoruba. So if Tinubu likes, let him fix Nigeria. It does not matter. Freedom is what we will fight for. And like Peter Pan say, musicians don't sing songs like this anymore. It's all about sex, drugs, and money. There is no hospital in Nigeria. Please pray that you don't get sick. I saw Zach Oji. I hope I pronounced his name very well. Last week, we were told that he died. Rumor. But as at today, if I'm right, I saw a picture of him traveling to London to get a proper treatment. I don't blame him. If you have the money, go out of Nigeria and look for good treatment. If not, you will not die, but you are likely not to survive. Age 54, according to the World Bank. There's going to be a lot of music in this broadcast, and as you are going to watch it live, you will enjoy it. But I can tell you that YouTube might remove those music. They are not mine. They are copyright. I just want to feel a little bit good tonight. Ǹjẹ́ wọn náà ní dream? Mo kí àwa Dorcas Ọláwòye. Wọ́n ní ẹkú ètò, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ètò náà la wà nínú ẹ̀. Bàbá mi Karunwe Abiodun, mo kí yín. I know a lot of you like to watch free live video. Wẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ sanwó àbí? Peter Pan nìkan ló máa fún mi lówó àti mọ̀ sí mi. Èyí tó kọ̀ ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ máa wò. Like content mi àbí? You don't want to bless our platform. Mo kí bàbá wa Wúyì Adéwuyì. Mo kí grandma mo gbọ́wọ́ mi sókè. Fàájì lèmi wá ṣe lálẹ́ yìí o. I just want to get out of tonight so that we can just enjoy ourselves. There's enough time. Kò dẹ̀ sí school lọ́la, kò dẹ̀ sí iṣẹ́ lọ́la. So we hope that many of you will contribute and support this platform like we say all the time. You know, everyone for £1 pound. I was reading something just now. There's a guy that had a cancer in 1981. I'm a Canadian. And he did what they called running. He eventually died. Eshegoni Babami Wúyì Adéwuyì tí mo fi tẹ̀lé Èdùmàrè kí. Mo kí grandma, mo kẹ́yìn màmá mi, mo dúpẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ Olúwa JP. A kú àlàjọ ọdún tèní tí a mọ̀ sí Good Friday. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ àwọn ọmọ wa. Ẹ support wa. Ẹ support wa. It's not about giving us big money. If everybody is giving us, you know, that 1,000 naira, £1, $1, we can do more. You know, like I always say, we can be here talking, but I want to wà ní cronies of Yoruba land. And I was listening to Simon Ekpa. We'll go back to the music in a bit. Dizzy man, thank you so much. And Simon Ekpa was saying the same thing. So, look, you got to fund a movement. Jack Olushola, my brother. Báwo lọmọ yín, I hope things are going in plan. Don't let anybody fool us that you don't need money to run a movement. Mo kí grandma Dúpẹ́ Agboola Ẹ̀ṣẹ́gun ẹ̀káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá, mo kẹ́yìn ìyá mi bẹ́ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ ti gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi láti àárọ̀, ẹ ti gbọ́ Yèyé Dára, ẹ ti gbọ́ Moluka, really decay, you know. But I'm here now, doing my own little thing as well, but in a different style, in a different ways. My platform is more of in-depth research. It costs a lot of money. Mo kàn fi lọ mú ibi tí Simon Ekpa ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. He said a lot of things that I watched this afternoon. I watched a lot of the Biafran program, because ẹni tó bá ń jàjàngbara, right? Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá wa jà lẹ́ ń sọ pé ẹ like wọn, but you have to go learn a lot of things on their platform as well, which also helps you, you know, especially sometimes there's some information that Simon Ekpa used that might be of benefit for me. So you don't criticize. So, as Simon Ekpa is a very important person in the movement. Oh, thank you so much. My brother Peter Pan, he has given us £5, big money when you convert it back to Naira. And also he can at least buy me some electricity here as well. I hope we find and achieve our true mission here on earth. Very, very important. We all have a reason why we were born into this world, whether good or bad. Unspent Barry Muki, please share the program because Facebook does not allow my video to go out. They've restricted. It's a purpose so that we can live a meaningful life. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí Peter Pan sọ, ó ní òun hope, òun rò pé we will find and achieve our true mission. Moke must be happy weekend. Our true mission might be also to serve God. Akalamago TV, my brother, shout out to you, Mukisa. Mission wa láyé is either spiritual, physical. Mo ń sọ nípa arákùnrin kan tí ó ní cancer, ọmọ Canadian ní 1981. Eventually he died, but he was able to raise 27 million Canadian dollars because ó nígbà tó ní cancer yẹn ó sáré ó ń ṣe running, and he asked all the Canadian citizens to donate one Canadian dollar, and he was able to raise a lot of money. He died eventually, but his legacy is still well being remembered because owó yẹn nísìnyí wọ́n fi ń ṣe research, wọ́n fi ń ṣe so many things. So àwa gbàdúrà kú fúnra wa. When we say we need money, we haven't got that kind of money yet that we're asking for. We need a money where we can dive into a lot of research into this Yoruba movement. And you need the media to be able to do a very massive role in it. Media is the key to this movement. Whether you might see us as Entoko Joko Sori mobile phone, we've changed the narratives. We've proved that we can do it, but it is entirely up to Omo Yoruba láti fund it. But if you fund it, it will go a long way. So I'm just trying to look for that video, Tim Simon Epatimowo. Why is it not in my history? Is what I'm trying to look at. So while I'm doing that, let's go back and listen to more Freedom song. Please share the program. Moke Olushoga Eniola Matthew. Kabo Soreto, my brother, and shout out to you. Happy Easter. It's all about freedom. Freedom, like I said, is not something that you get as free. You got to fight hard because nobody wants you to be free. But one day we will become free from the shackles of those that are holding us back. So let's listen to one more as well. You cannot make a little pen in here. So let's listen to this again. Thank you so much, Peter Pan, once again. And let's say good evening to everyone that is joining us. It's all about music. It's all about the truth. And I've not finished reading what Peter Pan said. And I'm going to take it one more time. I hope we find and achieve our true mission here on earth. And it doesn't matter whether you are rich, poor. We pray that grace follow us. We might not be perfect human being, but we must achieve our aims and mission on this planet, because we're not going to be here forever. We pray that we will live a very, very long life. But if you don't achieve the true reason why you're coming to this world, it's a defeat on you as well. Sometimes people will say, but people it need strength to finish and tonche. Mokin Beshen Wole, Baba mi Adebanjo, Bamidele, Mr. Kim Oluwadamilare, and Tibati Misoro Koima pick up along the line. Moki awa Oguntade Muibat, Salamu alaikum, awa Ajosan, awa Imatin Koja lo die Ejelo Baitoku, Moki Baba mi Fatai Rufai, Moki brother mi the real non, and the rest of you, Lord Instagram. Peter Pan says again, I hope we find and achieve our true mission here on earth, so that we can live a meaningful life. Every generation must defend and fight for freedom. Every generation. It doesn't matter generation àwọn ìyá tí wọ́n support on náwó tó nọ́ra, including my mom, including your own parents as well, or your grandparents. They believe that, not that they failed us, but the only thing they can do right now is to encourage a lot of us that are in this movement, asking for the true reason why we are where we are today. And the reason why we are where we are today is because the world itself is a very wicked world. It's a world that doesn't want us to prosper. Eshegoni Babami, Egbomi Karowe Abiodun. Yawa Dupe Agbolani, the Yoruba Nation movement have wake up some of the Yoruba leaders in mind. Kilonpe in mind, conscious mind. Look, I know people love stories, and I think I was reading something on Twitter, which is X, that says when you have a good story, you could make good money online. I know the reason why some of you are still like, should we look after this young man or not? In terms someone likeable, I'm not going to just support it. It's fine. If I've come out without talking about Yoruba Nation, and I'm just giving you my life history in UK, you will fund it because you are gaining something from it. But the reason this one is different is because it's a big thing that we are changing the mindset of the people at home. Those of us, and I'm speaking in Yoruba and English now, those of us that are doing what we are doing today, it's not because we don't have other things that we can do. Look, we have millions of things that we can do. It's just that we love what we are doing presently. And what we are doing presently is a lot of risk. So, into our Dupe Agbola Sokwe, the Yoruba Nation movement have wake up some of the Yoruba leaders. Who are the leaders? The current politicians, our royal fathers, as many of different individuals as well. And it is good like that because it literally shows that it is not the business as usual. So we've changed the narrative. The Yoruba leaders are now becoming much more conscious of what they do. So, and we can only appreciate many of you that are also standing firm with us. Our family have decided to stand with us. I said to my wife just now, let's go live again. Let me do some 1 hour. I am very okay to the extent of an average man in UK. Very okay. Look, like I said to you, 3 years now, I haven't driven here in UK. I have a good license, but I just don't want to because it's too expensive. I've cut my coat according to my size. UK is becoming very expensive. It's not the UK that I know 24 years ago. And I'm not telling you my story now. So each time I go into my own story, is that the same story? No. I mean, you don't have to be in UK before you live well. You don't have to be in UK before you have, a standard of living. Look, if you commit a crime in this country, you will go for it. This country also has its own issues. And about 10 o'clock BBC News, just about less than an hour and a half ago, there's a young boy, because he's not a man, seriously sick. And I'm telling you, if somebody like that is in Nigeria, forget it. You'll be looking for money on the social media to support that kind of person. The van that is used, well equipped medically. Only God knows how much, thousands of pounds. It might not be a lot, but the van is modified. I mean, this young man is physically challenged. Somebody we can say very, very, you know, òyìnbó ni mo lè lò fún àwọn tó bá sick bẹ́ẹ̀. It has what fi kankan sí ọrùn níbí báyìí. You know, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Not too far from, you know, Dustin. Ṣé mo pé wọ́n jí van yẹn ṣá? I know that people that stole the van might not know maybe the van is equipped, and we pray. I hope that, you know, they can just park the van somewhere and say, you know what, somebody that is seriously sick. Thank you so much, Simple Ryan. You see, history is there for everyone, but it is understanding is what is differentiating us. Moke Afonja, Aluka Loni. So what I'm trying to say is that there is also a problem in this country. The young man van is a long transit van, or equipped medically, so that Oba fake build kúrò nínú ilé, one need the van here, yeah, physically challenged. You would think that the people that stole the van by now will have returned the van, but as at the news lale, what she returned van here. So the mother is now pleading, van here, I'm being ẹjọ ẹdá van yẹn padà. Van yìí òun ni lifeline ọmọ yẹn. Without so even if they're going to donate money, which this is where people come in and say, look, this is just too much. And tó bá raise owó lórí GoFundMe, they will raise so much money, they can buy another van, they can equip it. But how do you feel? And this is, and we can link a lot of this to what we're saying as well. How do you feel when somebody steals something from you? Tíyàn kan bá jí nǹkan tó jẹ́ tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀. So Yorùbá nation tá à ń pariwo lẹ́ni nísìn, wọ́n jí nǹkan tó jẹ́ tiwa, òun ló ṣe ń dùn wá nígbà àyà. It pains us a lot because àwọn tó jí van yẹn nísìn, wọ́n factor ọmọ tí, I mean, wọ́n lè máa mọ̀, but by the time tó bá gbé van yẹn kúrò níbi tó ti drive away, tó bá wẹ̀yìn van yẹn bá van ìfẹ́ jọ van ibi tó hospital, ṣé wọ́n máa ní conscious mind láti dá padà? I hope they do, and I will update you when that happens. Oh, there's going to be minimum wage increase in a couple of days. Well, that's good then. I look forward to hearing that. That's coming from James. On my increased minimum wage. Things are back in continue you need to know. Walai. Iná tá ń lò gas àtẹ̀díbẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń lo heater púpọ̀ mọ́ torí weather ti ń change. Mo kí bàbá wa Olútóbi Olúṣe sọ wọ́n ní money shortage problem inflation but no increase in minimum wage. Okay, wọ́n ti sọ pé minimum wage. Ṣé Nàìjíríà lẹ́ ń sọ àbí UK? There's inflation in Nigeria, things are very expensive. The same thing here in UK, things are very expensive. This man says we opt out for Yoruba nation self-determination, freedom and prosperity to protect our identity, our culture, language, have our own self-government, ready to compete with the most advanced economy in the world. Even if we have, you know, I know a lot of you are always concerned with Koiki. Yoruba nation. Look forward to my interview next week. I had an interview with, you know, not a, I'll say big news network, but not the mainstream one in America. And that interview was conducted today. I'm not going to tell you what happened in there. So I'll be sharing the link out next week. The interview comes out on Friday, you know, from someone in America. So I was interviewed. So look forward to that. I'll be sharing the link. Mo ṣe wá video Simon Ekpa yẹn tí mo gbọ́ lé ọ̀sán yìí. Mo dẹ̀ mọ reason tí kò sí lórí stream ṣá. That's strange. Very, very strange. Mo dẹ̀ ṣe wo lálẹ́ yìí nìkẹ́. Kò yẹ kó tí lọ jìnnà tó yìí. mo ti wo fídíò Dr. Kemi Olunloyo náà. Okay, ó dà pé òun lélẹ̀ kó jẹ́ pé ó dà pé wọ́n ti lọ very okay bí èmi ni mo wò láti, because he was doing a lot of analysis about IPOB. Yes, òun lélẹ̀ ṣé àwọn òpó fi dà mí lórí irú. Okay, mo ní láti forward ẹ̀ síwájú. I'm gonna play it in a minute. Mo ní láti wá ibi tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn gangan in terms of funding a movement. Keep your comment coming. If you have any question regarding the Yoruba Nation, Yoruba Nation, some of the questions that was asked during my interview with this, interview I granted today. Talked about a little bit about Chief. So it's an interview you should look forward to. It's about 45 minutes, in depth. My views on Yoruba Nation and why we should exit. We need to start doing a lot of that, so I'll be sharing the link out next week Lumajadi, so they have to do a lot of editing. I'm sure you all know what that means, so you'll be looking forward to that. Good thing is that I had this in front of me on my laptop. I was able to tell a little bit about this, not the story, the fact of why Baba Akintoye believed that Nigeria needs to dissolve. He's still Baba Akintoye is not the leader of the Yoruba people in Nigeria, but he's the leader of the Yoruba self-determination. The real nonsense, share the link, White Lion, will watch it and repost it until it posts crowd. Yeah, I will. Yeah. I will send the link while I'm doing my broadcast. So they'll be doing the editing in depth. A lot of questions was asked, and you know me very well. I think I did very well. I talked about the Biafra as well in there, because the presenter was not really touching on the government of exile of Biafra, and I have to talk about them because the same thing Biafra and She has been done by many countries that are now countries, even within the European countries today. Mr. Bello Ismaila, good morning to you. It's almost 12 years in UK. Video, so I'm going to bring it up in a minute. I just want to catch up to see someone in the comments. Mr. Tariq, so we keep the ball rolling, no time to waste time. Benny, Mokiyawa Alice, if you have any question, put them in the comment section. I'll pick it up and I'll see how much I can try to answer. But the only thing is I'm not here to talk about Ibagani Adams and CSI, and I'm sure you understand that. Not that I cannot talk about it, but I have a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of people talking about different things. So, Mori, program brother Mial Maruf, and my own platform, is Straight Talk, Research, and a lot as well. Peter Pan also has been a member of Koikimedia. That means that every time you post something, it comes in green. You can be a member as well, or you can just say, Koiki, let me just give you my own £1 and $1 every week. That way, at least, I'm doing my own part. It's not a lot of money, Not everybody has £10, $20, but with £1, $1, you will not even know that you're giving us something. And if we pull that together by many of you that are watching us, Silver Badmos, thank you so much. My team has already posted the account details, and they'll be doing that in the course of the program. My program goes not a lot, is because there's a lot of restriction on our platform. We have 500,000 people that are following me. Yeah, no, not 500,000. Yeah, 500,000, yeah. About 500,000 when I look at all the Facebook that we have. But the reason Facebook says that we cannot have our post recommended, they've said that we have done a lot of things that is not right on Facebook. And for that reason, they've literally restricted us. I was looking at some of our videos that we've done in the past. We're still doing very well. I can tell you that people are watching me, Koikimedia, around the world, mostly in Abuja and Lagos. So our videos, and your team will continue to push. Okwe video to Sheni, and I'm going back to some of the record here. Let me give you some of this, the statistics of some of the videos as people were watching it. We did a Yoruba Unity Summit in Ibadan, which I transmitted 2 days ago. About 6.2K people watched it. I did a video, remember, the one Timothy, our cowboy filati, easy, Egbomil America, the one he sent. Somebody said, I am confusion. this English too much. Oh. I am confusion. What does that mean? Can you explain further? And I'm not going to curse anybody tonight, so don't worry. You know, I've eaten fish and dodo with a lot of water. So I'm not going to curse anybody. So it's just a straightforward program. So even if I see anything that is going to allow me want to curse you, I won't curse you. Okay? So you can ask any question. It does. Hey, Clement, I never see you for some time. You know, I know you've been busy working and you're paying your dues in the Yoruba and the Biafra as well. Thank you so much, and we cannot love you less. I'm going to play Simon Ekpa in a minute. Just bear with me. So I'm just giving us the background that people are watching us, both home and in diaspora. 3 days ago, I talked about the CBN Direct BDC with Bishop Adeshina, 1.1k view. And I'm talking about just Facebook, not YouTube now. And this is just one Facebook called Koikimedia. Ajijagbara, shout out to you as well. To all the world media, shout out. 3 days ago, we have Yonkan in Kogi State. That pulled about 626 people that watched it. Then again, 3 days ago, Nigeria needs now the courage to dissolve, 498. Remember, this is just one Facebook channel called Koikimedia. 3 days ago as well, we were live at Oja Owode, Isanlu, Ipinle Okun, Kogi State. 1k view. There was another video 3 days ago, 532. We had another broadcast from Shaki, but the transmission was very poor due to the fact of a lot of logistics reason. The network in Shaki is not very good because we now have a team in Shaki that we purposely put there because of the Fulani terrorist attack, so that if anything goes happen in Shaki, I want to get the first signal from there. We also have a correspondent from Benin Republic, not one, we have about 5 of them that are working for us independently. I've not been paying them because I don't have the fund, but they are still working with us. How long they're going to work with me without paying them is what I don't know. Simple Rhyme say, even the maker of the journey of an African colony believes in one Nigeria, despite his outstanding research. Well, most of those individuals are paid for that purpose, and for them it's just a documentary. I've watched it before. How can you do such a documentary and you still believe in one Nigeria is something else? But again, it's all about the money. The documentary has fetched him a lot of money, and I believe at some point, I think they were looking for him, the EFCC. I don't know how far that has gone. We've done a video 5 days ago, Back to Vegetable, where my team were encouraging people to go back to farm. Mokiyawa Olajumoke Ajoke, Mr. John Olusegun. Like I said, I granted an interview, not yet with the mainstream media, but with one media in America that is from the black community, and that interview comes out next week, Friday. In depth, about 1 hour. I talked about the Biafra, I talked about the Hausa Fulani, I gave an in-depth reason, and all the question that was asked, I did my best. But you will determine whether I did my best or not. So, in the nutshell, our videos are gaining a lot of message. Eshegoni Yawala Jumoke Krole Ekale Mommy Ekwao Ataro Adeku Ishetakuntakun. A week ago, we had a video which was produced by one of my team in Owode. We need help because if we have now we are talking about almost 30 staff, and it's very difficult for me when they say we don't have internet and I don't have money to send to them for internet, and I expect them to be the first hand to give us information. So this is the reason why I have to keep saying we need your support, so that we can be able to equip them properly, so that they can deliver. And it's a long walk. So let's see if I can pick Simon Ekpa where he was actually talking about funding the ESN.
Record. Somebody said, there's never enough to carry this state direct. You don't know what is happening. These are idiots.
I hear when the Yoruba people, I'm going to play it from here so that I can adjust it from here. when Yoruba people say, the Igbos or the Biafrans, they don't have issues as well. Look, there's a lot of people that are fighting Simon Ekpa on a daily basis. And as they're fighting him, he's also fighting back. But he have a strong network of Biafrans around the world that believes in him. Just as Baba no she believed in Baba Oloyegbo ati Baba Adebanjo. Sorry, Adebanjo, Baba Professor Adebanjo Akitoye. So let me see if I can get exact point, because I didn't note the number down, so I'm just going to keep moving. So this was Simon Ekpa I was listening to earlier.
So once they get that around, they will do everything. They know how, either through threat,
let's just listen a little bit.
Either through arrow and another get that. Once I can that is the.
I know some of the Yorubas are not comfortable with Simon Ekpa, but on my show, if you're gonna be listening to me, you would have no other option than to listen to Simon Ekpa, because I believe in their vision, I believe in their dreams. If they attempt to try, whether today or in the future, to take our land, we will fight with everything. Whether it's Simon Ekpa, it's Nnamdi Kanu, the Yoruba, we fight them to the last man standing. If they plan to take our land from us. But right now, all I've seen is people say they are taking our land. No, we've sold them land and they built on that. That is different from the Fulani's agenda. The Igbos might have their own eating agenda as well. But right now, two major ethnic groups want an exit from Nigeria. Thank you so much. This man say, I will set up my membership contribution to support Koikimedia needs for your financial support. Thank you so much. And what we should be doing is align to allow Nigeria to fall apart quickly without any war. I know when I say that, I'm not too comfortable to say there will not be war, because these politicians are not going to give us what we want. One, if they're not going to give us. Now we go push them, knock their head with coconut, break their head like coconut, because they're not going to listen. Whether the Igbo politician, the Yoruba politician, the Hausa Fulani politician, the Shekiri politician, the Igbo, the whatever ethnic that is currently in that state, everybody just want to chop their own. But we want freedom. Let's put that energies together, synergy, and allow Nigeria to just disintegrate. And I did talk about that in that interview. So look forward next week Friday, inshallah, in Jesus' name, Lashe Dumari for that. It's coming up to almost midnight here in UK. Like I said, you know, I'm already in my PJ, but I thought, you know, even if it's 1 hour, 2 hours, let's knock some program. It will still go a long way. So let's listen more to Simon Ekpa.
Your eyes will open. And the opening that run, there is nothing you can do for that Akara to come back to you. So, you need to know who are those behind the betrayal of Martin Nandikan. Anything they tell you, if they come to tell you, don't listen to him. Martin Nandikan is still the leader of IPOB. It's a lie. It's a lie. Martin Nandikan is not in paper, in document. He is not the leader of IPOB. They have removed him. And the reason why they removed.
Did you hear that? You might not grab everything he's saying, but it's like they have internal problems within the Biafra as well. Major internal problems. The IPOB has also been divided into two sections. Some castigate what Simon Ekpa is doing, just like we have the DUPE version that talks about, you know, I was laughing with my wife, you know, each time DUPE comes out and say, to Baba Kitoye, Baba the bunker. You know that kind of phrases. Baba the bunker, Baba Toman Reno Dudu or something like that. You know, this way is how he talks. And she has a very sweet mouth. So she's been able to use that as sweet mouth to deceive some gullible Yorubas. But those Yorubas are saying that Awa Lamparo. So we now have 2 versions, if not 3, if not 4, because there will still be more that will come out. Safety Domain, shout out to you. How are you, sir? So Dupe Onitiri was very smart. She came at the born sisters a money saying they've all gone quiet. Remember that one in Dublin, you know, Mutati sisters in Talona to look on again. Could I see on Kunle Nibiba? And not say she gonna say, but they are very, very relevant people right now in the movement. But when we started, they were calling into my show, you know, just raising, thank you so much. Sorry, program me, just like every one of you are still doing today. Go to the Dupe Day and split the movement. So they have the same issues with the Biafra as well. But I realized this way, Dupe Onitiri, she's, yeah, Ayo Brown. Oh, thank you so much. Safety Domain. Ayo Brown, ti Dupe out here, Tojo Padi. She doesn't know her. Look, I have not seen Ayo Brown. We just talked on the phone. I don't even know what she looks like. All I know is that Olori Kulotiti, most I really want Lotiti now, you know, Olori Kulotiti and all these individuals. But a lot of them, we were talking, you know, we have conversation on the phone, you know, we were all one family, just like, you know, IPOP say one family. But they're no longer one family. They are people fighting Simon Ekpa on a daily basis. Some say he's the agent of Nigeria. Now the Nigerian government, oh, Funke Bello, Yeloni, Baba Koiki, each time she call me, they pray for me all the time then, but now they don't pray for me anymore because I'm not in line with what they are doing. I mean, imagine people that we started together, every time they say, I still have some of their conversation on my phone. Baba Koiki, Mukoniki, Dupelo Woyinio, Ekushe Takutakun, Obeledu Maraban Wapolui, Ekushe, Emma Bonko Contani Kokons. This was before Dupe came. Yesha remained focused. And Fadran, you know, she didn't leave this message when she was telling me this particular one, that they took my name, Bishop Adeshina Muki, they took my name and all the medias, they took it to somewhere to cross-check who was truly in the movement. And at least my name came out as one person that was truly in the movement. I'm not making this up now. Funke Bello told me that. But nígbà tó mórúkọ adébẹ̀ wọ́n confirm pé arákùnrin Ọláyọmí Kóìkì yẹn ó gbé dání tọkàntọkàn ni o. Now, so how then have that changed? Because we refuse to support Dupe Onitiri. Okay, must be sure the program. Oshogoni. So what I'm trying to explain is when you're more Yoruba, I'm speaking Yoruba and English now, is that yes, we have crises. Yes, we are not yet a government that can provide services for our people at home and the diaspora. Even Tinubu going to provide services for Mubua, because right now we have all the embassies since October that doesn't have, you know, high commissioners and those that are going to represent us. We have acting. October was the last day that Bola Tinubu asked all the missions representing Nigeria to return back home, apart from the one in United Nations, as at the time was traveling. Oh, Baba Ruporino Walo program, Eshegoni, Koniba Jefuni Baba mi, Ekwadroti. Baba Rupo say, she said something I will never forget, and when we did it. So these were people that we started the movement with before Dupe came, with our own sweet talk. We were working together as one family. Oh yes, you know, we have issues. We might not be perfect. I must have done things that people will say, ah, Koiki Obama Shebe, ah, Obama Sorobe. It's okay. But when DUPE came, the whole mission was to bring disunity, distrust. Not that we didn't trust ourselves, but she came with something that, Tinubu ni wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ fún. And that sent a lot of signal to people. So gbogbo wàhálà tá à ń ṣe yìí. So Koiki àti Igboho àti Baba Akintoye àtàwọn world media. So Tinubu ni gbogbo wọn ṣiṣẹ́ fún. And you can imagine the people that really fall in love with the movement. All of a sudden, bam, that kí ló ń ṣe níbẹ̀ yẹn, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wọlé díẹ̀díẹ̀. And she was very smart. I was listening to Yeye Dara. I mean, I slept in the program in between. Yeye Dara said the same thing on a program, Lano, because Atiwani, almost midnight. Oh, go and sign the petition. 5 million petition. Oh, ma fún wa ní Yorùbá nation. There's a sister of mine in America. I've told you about her. And I keep saying, she fún mi ní guarantee, not on paper, that Koiki kò gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa, máa fi ń dẹ́ nípa. Baálé rẹ̀ ńkọ́, you know, Yorùbá don't be. She doesn't speak Yoruba very well, but she's in this movement. She promised me that Tabagba Yoruba Nation, kọ́kọ́ fún un ní one local government, òun àtàwọn mẹ́fà, they will transform it close to New York. I'm not joking. These are people that are making good money in America. And she's still with us. She speaks to Chief sometimes. Each time she speaks, Chief máa ń pọ̀wé fún. When we were doing this petition, she was paying people's salary for the petition. I'm not talking about 10 people. She was paying them salary. So DUPE Onitiri came just as the Biafrans are having issues. She became Babadi Bonka. You can see now that our people that are really serious are becoming more comfortable with the Yoruba world media. DUPE Onitiri local distrust si wa lára ló fi ń pè wọ́n ní Wahala Media. And I'm happy that people like Shoye Koribe, even though I've never talked to Shoye Koribe since then, because I'm being honest now, I was never comfortable with her anymore after she was one of those that drive DUPE to where she was. Because so Shoye Koribe was playing a role that we were saying that we pull out. I mean, it took me some while before we pull out as well, but we realized that this woman was a waste of time. That lady in a crazy DUPE. She's a very, very manipulative woman. Somebody like me, I was playing English. English. Àwọn bàbá àròpọ̀rẹ́ Amẹ́ríkà làwọn gbé àwọn janwe ni àdúpẹ́ wo jagbajagba. A lot of things bàbá àròpọ̀rẹ́ wà lórí program. Ṣẹ́rí púpọ̀ nù wa ẹ máa ka ìwé wa lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Ẹ mọ̀ pé internally our media máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ láàrin ara wa, but there is a lot of things that I'm not going to disclose here. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà táwọn bàbá àròpọ̀rẹ́ lọ ṣe tọ́níkọ́ set up, you know, officially in America. Wèrè woman. Yeah, deceptive woman. Question don't be àwọn sister wa Adéjọkẹ́ DUPE. Ó wá rí pé èmi wà very calm. Ẹ mọ̀ pé English lèmi. Ṣé mọ̀ pé English àwọn ló wà very, very manipulative in a way that wọ́n máa wẹ̀ báyìí. So èmi wá ń wò pé okay. Àwọn media agree pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, but it's okay, mi wá agree pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Àwọn world media ti yọsẹ̀, gbogbo wọn ti yọsẹ̀, èmi wá takú, mo takú ti Jésù àti Ànábì àti ìṣẹ̀ṣe pé DUPE àjọ máa ṣe lọ má wọ̀rí. Ṣé ọ̀nà wà níbẹ̀? Ọ̀nà wà, mo ní sure. But the good thing is that I never recorded her. I've never. Pé ó ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ mo record. But each time she called, I always have evidence. I never put a recorder because there was no need for me to record her. I believe that we were doing the same thing. We were on the same vision, on the same mission. The media said, Koiki, no, she has. And I was promoting her. People call on my program, she asked for my details. Mr. Koiki, Sami Japan told me later what they use it for. God bless Sami Japan. Against us. There was a lot of things that DUPE did that we are not revealing. That media you keep some for the future. Woman then baba wiri ni. Baba wiri to son lórí gidi. Àṣegbà tó ń gba data tèmi yẹn, ó ń gba ti Ṣọlá kò gbọdọ̀ kú náà. Ọlọ́run mọ̀ ti yàn mélòó tó tún gbà. Bí ó gba ti jìlẹ̀, I don't know. I sent it to her. I didn't even ask for what reason. I sent it to her. Kódà bá tí mo dé send ó tún bí mi again pé kíní tí mo ní tó ń request fún yẹn. When am I going to send it? I sent it to her. Because I believe that we were on the same track. Then later I realized that the only mistake tí mo ṣe ni pé mo dífá lórí ìyá yẹn. I should have consulted Ifa on her quickly. I did not. Because I thought we were doing the same thing. Because tí bá dífá lé lórí, Ifá mi máa sọ fún mi pé ìyá yẹn ọmọ soon get away from her. Mo dífá lé lórí. A character assassinator, according to Mass B. Safety domain DUPE kúkúrú bèbèlìṣí. Even àwọn tó jẹ́ media tó pull out. Ìyẹn brother wa tó wà ní UK, tẹ̀ràn tó lórúkọ ọmọ nísìn. Lórúkọ brother yẹn. Ẹ̀rọ mi ló ti rúkọ ẹ̀. Àti ṣó ẹ kórè bẹ́ẹ̀, they pull out. Ìjìnlẹ̀, we know that there's something behind it. Baba Rokoreni, it is difficult to fathom when someone has said they are the only one receiving the message. Because DUPE was telling us that only we receive message out of the long. Yeah, Wale Ali pull out after they realized that yeah, you going up Madani comment Baba Rokoreni. Don't worry about we talking about DUPE. It's because DUPE was Moriembe olórí ẹbí Walata báwo ni Shelly banki gbogbo àwọn ará ilé. I'm sure you're enjoying the bank holiday with the family. Banki mom si dada. DUPE was the only one receiving message from God. Kódà àwọn prophet gonna receive message more. She was the only one receiving the message from God and insulated that the nation is under spiritual siege. Now they are shifting focus to advocating for Adele ? What a utter nonsense and needless distraction. She was one. No, Konse David Hamilton. No, Konse Egbomi David Hamilton. I might not agree with everything David Hamilton said, but Egbomi Shinwo. It's Wale Ali. No, Heritage is still in the movement. I spoke to Heritage, but Heritage is making money because he has a lot of projects on his hand. Even at Heritage Master Dada, he has not been able to do program because he has a lot of projects in UK. Koda what an on-board program come born in May. Something to do with Ifa or something. He's been sending me the message. Even at Heritage Master Dada. Konshi Black Lion. Yeah, okay, Black Lion now was another very guy that called me and said, Koiki, you focus. So these individuals, Mokia Abdullahi, let's focus on DUPE because she's the main character in this picture. Mokia, our comfort, Ologunja, and I'm very grateful for your support, monthly. I want monthly, but I'm not going to say how much, but she's doing it every month and we appreciate. When DUPE came, she just wanted to be the boss. And she knew that pulling the big guns, and I'm not the big guns, all the medias are all big guns, but Omokwe, direction tèmi bá lọ bóyá mo lè pull àwọn tó kù wá sọ́dọ̀ òun, because straight away world media sọ fún Dúpẹ́ pé ọmọ òun àti bàbá Òsénì wọ́n jà gidi. Bàbá Òsénì ní ṣé gbogbo tẹ́ ń sọ ẹ̀ ṣé ẹ̀kọ́ lẹ̀ ni àbí bàbá Òsénì bàbá yẹn bí Dúpẹ́ bá rí bàbá yẹn ó lè pa bàbá yẹn bí masbi ṣe máa ń sọ ká má lo English ẹ̀. Dúpẹ́ tó bá rí bàbá Òsénì, Ọ̀túnba Òsénì, and let me say this, Ọ̀túnba Òsénì I've known for a very long time. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń wo Ben TV, he's into journalism. Àgbàlagbà oyè ni bàbá yẹn. Bàbá yẹn ti wà nínú journalism only God knows, over 40 years or 50. Àwa gbọ́njú mọ bàbá Òsénì ni ìgbà tèmi dé Louis máa ń wọ̀n lórí Ben. So when Dupe was having this interview with us one day, bàbá Òsénì wá ń bi pé ṣé gbogbo tẹ́ ń sọ yìí ẹ kọ sílẹ̀ ní àbí báwo. Dupe was not comfortable right there. Ó ní bàbá Òsénì àti ìyàwó Jìnà Fáṣákì ó ní wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ fún politician ni. All right, let's even put it this way. You're working with politician, okay? Kí ni politician fẹ́ lọ bá wọn dàbẹ̀rù, má yẹ kí bẹ́ẹ̀ kó tó. 2024 la wà nísìn, Tinubu má ti débẹ̀ nísìn, ṣáṣe ṣiṣẹ́ fún politician náà nìyẹn. And that question was asked during my interview that you watch next week. That since Tinubu is now in power, should we, the Yoruba campaigners, I don't like to use the word agitating, should we now officially say that Yoruba Nation, enter our Instagram, I'm going to end that and come back because I'm recent Instagram of one full 1 hour, 4 hours, so I can end the koto end for it, then I'll start it again. So MIT Salo, stay back. So what I'm trying to say is that the question of now that President Bola Tinubu is there, Mungbo, brother me Al Maruf, tó sọ pé ó support Bola Tinubu. Only yes, because I think by Yoruba Nation, Baba rò pọ̀rẹ́ wà mí báyìí. Baba rò pọ̀rẹ́ bí míníjọ́ kan pé ṣé mo sọ pé a máa lọ ní 2023 because kí mi máa sọ pé a máa lọ ṣáà ni. Pé ṣé mo sọ mo ní yes. The reason mo rẹ̀ sí pé mo sọ ni pé because I believe that bí a ṣe ń bá lọ kó tó di pé Dúpẹ́ dé yẹn tá a bá tẹ̀ lọ tán a kù díẹ̀, and I'm not making this up. Bàbá rò pọ̀rẹ́ wà lórí bíbá must be one by ó láwọn kan tí prof ti bá wa sọ which is not for public consumption. We would have at least get out of Nigeria to some extent. It's not for public consumption. The damage to Dúpẹ́ ṣe òun ló lọ lọ́nkàn yẹn. Now Dúpẹ́ was smart. Gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ key, everybody is a key actor in this movement. Everybody is a individuals. Bàbá rò pé máa ń bí mi pé Koiki sure mo ní mo sure because impression ti Dúpẹ́ fẹ́mi ni pé number one gbogbo àjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀, then pẹ̀lú nǹkan táwọn bàbá kí tó yẹ gbé dání ìtòhùn gbé dání àtolóyè àti gbogbo wa, so I thought that we were sure. Then nígbà tí mo rí pé Dúpẹ́ kò sí lára géèmì ẹ̀ mọ́ pé irọ́ ló ń pa fún wa ọmọ eléyìí kò lọ síbi kankan. There was a lot of things that Dúpẹ́ did in this movement. History will judge us and her. History ló máa judge gbogbo wa because there was a genuine reason for us to have at least stopped the relationship between us and Nigeria before 2023. There was a real genuine reason for that. And I'm not making this up now. But the damage that that woman did was a very, very strong one. Kò wá sí ẹgbẹ́ tí Dúpẹ́ ò fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀. I don't talk about that crazy woman, Ajekale and all that. Those are irrelevant people because èyí tẹ́ kàn máa ń gbé program wọn tẹ́ máa fi ń ṣe show. Ẹ rí pé mi ò ń lo show wọn because nobody knows those idiot people in their local government. Not even Dúpẹ́. But what she was able to do was to manipulate the movement. and she did that very well. Ibi tó ti rí kíní yẹn ṣe, I don't know. Into sacrifice láti fi rí ṣe, I don't know. People sacrifice things for certain things, I don't know. But she tried with somebody like me, but Elédùmarè ni kò fún ṣe. I would have probably been against you all today. Ẹ̀gbọ́n what mo sọ. I would have probably been the other way round. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Elédùmarè ò dúró tìrú àwa dáadáa pẹ̀lú bàbá mi tó wà ní ibi tó wà tó pọn òkè sùn. Because she was ready to manipulate that. At least she needed me. She needed me more than Ijile. See, I'm not here to condemn Ijile. She needed me more. So the worst is èyí máa kúrò ní platform yìí ẹ lọ dúró ti Masbi àti bàbá Olùpọ̀rí àti world media, but I'll be pushing the message of Dupe Onitiri. That's what she wanted. But like I said, I keep the rest for the future. But mo dúpẹ́ pé, like I said, if I knew in time, màá ní kó dífá lé lórí, màá ní kó bá mi dífá lé ìyá yẹn lórí. But I did not, because I thought we were all doing the same thing. Just like, you know, èyí tó wà tó péré ní deputy prof nígbà yẹn. Kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ Game Must Be, ní ti gbàgbé orúkọ bàbá yẹn tó lọ ya picture pẹ̀lú Tinubu. Adéníran. But we are giving thanks that the movement has not collapsed, because it would have been a disaster if this movement collapsed. And that's why we might not agree, because a lot of people don't agree with Yeye Dara. A lot of people don't agree with Masbi. A lot of people don't agree with Lady K, Yoruba Wuyi, Omoluka. Mo tẹ̀tí wo Omoluka, but headline tí mo rí pẹ̀lú Omoluka yẹn, mo lè ṣetán tí má ṣetán lálẹ́ mo gbọ́dọ̀ lọ gbọ́, because mo ti rí onítìrì nínú broadcast yẹn, and we all have different intelligence around that. Ẹ̀rọ ti pa Omoluka, àmọ́ bí tọ́lọ́ Omoluka ti pàdé ìyá yẹn tó lọ mú wá fún wa, òun ló dá wa lálẹ́ báyìí. But one thing is, the Ogo Odo Yoruba, Moki Odo Yoruba, Moki Omeyo rather, Dupe would have destroyed this movement to the extent that kò bá jù báyìí lọ. Ṣé àwọn àpò dé stage kan tó bá yẹ pé our medias tún ní sùúrù fúnra wa tó dáadáa, because somebody like me, the world media knew I was still with Dupe, but they cannot do without me. We needed each other. Hey, imagine tó bá yẹ pé nígbà tó ní Koiki bó ṣe wà pẹ̀lú Dupe yìí táwa ẹ̀dẹ̀ ti sọ pé àṣẹ pẹ̀lú Dupe mọ́, ó dẹ̀ ṣe ń gbé program ẹ̀, ò ní lè bá wa ṣe mọ́. Ṣé mo kó máa dìjà tí kò ní tán láàrin wa? Ajayi Gabriel Moki, ṣé mo kó máa dìjà láàrin èmi àtàwọn world media? Because we are part of the founding members of this media. Pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ti lọ, you know, like our auntie, sister, you know, I can't remember her name now. Àwọn tó ti lọ àtàwọn tó ṣì wà pẹ̀lú wa. It could have been a disaster. But the world media just allowed me to be and play my role. And I believe some of them were saying, when I'm satisfied, I will come back home and realize that with any woman you could nick up on lower. It was Sami Japan that called me, you know, after a while, that I think last year, around before April. Ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sí mi lọ́wọ́ tán kó nǹkan tó rí pé ó dáhùn pé mo mọ tó ń lọ. And what did he say? Ó ní ṣe mo fún Dúpẹ́ ní details mi, mo ní yẹn. Ó ní okay. What Dúpẹ́ was going to do with my details, from what I heard, I would have been part of those that made that declaration for Yoruba Nation. That was part of what she wanted to do. She needed my name to testify that I signed that Tobati she declaration here. I also endorse it. That would have because you see my face, audio daughter and all that. I don't want to go into that. I'm just saying. How will I claim myself? Mo signature, mo phone ID me, mo phone gbogbo ẹ. Yawa comfort, I believe you will not fall totally for her. You wake up at the point and realize her game was very smart. Kódà àwọn achi ṣì máa ń wonder pé báwo ni woman ṣe manipulate wa tó yẹn. I don't know. And that's why I said that in terms of ìfihàn pé wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé journalist làwa nígbà tí ó fẹ́ ṣe interview lọ́dọ̀ Star Radio pẹ̀lú wa they were struggling to get on Skype and just like ẹ̀yin tẹ́jọ́ ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation gan tẹ́ ẹ pé comment gan tẹ́ bá ní ẹ fẹ́ Skype máa fún yín and I said that kò lè tó yẹn mọ́ mi ẹ ṣe jẹ́ kí mi send gbogbo login details Skype mi sí yín tó bá jẹ́ pé ó mọ̀ pé kíní ẹ̀ máa fún mi ní location níbi tó ti login I'm very sure that but because òun náà ní intention pé òun ti rí Koiki lò dáadáa kò sí program tó bá fẹ́ ṣe òun àti ìjìnlẹ̀ máa pè mí pé ṣé máa wà available sir sometimes ẹ rí pé tí bá ń ṣe program pẹ̀lú wọn sometimes I sleep on the program nígbà tá a máa ṣe interview Star Radio yẹn àwa ti dé studio we were prepping him àti Archie ó wá ní àwọn ò ní Skype màá ní ẹ má worry màá send the details tèmi sí yín and I sent my username my password but ó máa send the notification padà sí mi and after that we're gonna start going into this again ẹ má bínú pa àti play music mọ́ but mi ṣe máa play Simon Ekpa yẹn díẹ̀ 19 minutes past 12 mo wá ní màá fún wọn ní login details mi must be wà níbí báyìí kò ń ṣe ti rọ must be fún mi ní access sí page ẹ̀ kan pé kí n máa lò if I want to ó share password ó share but nígbà tí màá fi login ó send the code kan sí must be ó dẹ̀ sọ notification pé èèyàn kan fẹ́ login láti London must be dey accepted tí bá parọ́ wà lórí program kódà níwájú mi níbí báyìí tí bá lọ sórí Google mi even though I did not use that channel but must be ní hello òun lélẹ̀ must be TV ó sì wà lọ́wọ́ mi níbí báyìí with all the details is because of the trust tani síra wa. This is how we have moved as one family kó tó di pé Dúpẹ́ dé tó púlù and tó máa pull away from us. She was a very manipulative woman. Àwọn kan sọ pé ìṣòro jọ́bìnrin la ṣe bá ṣe mo kíyàwó mo dúpẹ́ Olúwa ẹ káàbọ̀ mọ́ mi mo kíyàwó Jomilójú Ayinula I hope mo máa sáka orúkọ yín mọ́ mi Mr. Michael Smith. The love was there and the love is still back. World media maparasis orí Skype world media ti Dúpẹ́ fẹ́ destroy ṣe mọ̀ pé world media anything I think feel comfortable with them I think lọ́wọ́ program níbẹ̀ I think comment and look we like you to question us because kò sí point ká jókòó kẹ́ má question wa is part of the movement ìtẹ̀bárípò kù díẹ̀ káàtó ẹ béèrè Koiki kí ló dé tí kìíní yẹn ò rí báyìí kí ló dé tó rí báyìí Moa used dodgy tactics to collect our details for petition Benny Diziman the Skype location decided that ìgbà tá a fẹ́ àwa ti ẹ̀mọ̀ kẹ́hìn dé studio 1 hour before mo ti débẹ̀ I'm prep lọ́wọ́ and we have to do a lot of testing mo wá send the details mi sí gbogbo communication ẹ̀mí àti Dúpẹ́ mo ti email ẹ̀ síra mi in case the phone mi bá go kapu gbogbo communication ẹ̀mí àti ẹ̀ èmi mo ti tọ́jú ẹ̀ pa ẹ máa ka gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ iwájú so that kò ní sí anything tó sọ pé irọ́ ló pa mo fi kún gbogbo communication ẹ̀mí àti ẹ̀ o through WhatsApp lórí line mi méjèèjì a secured line and another line méjèèjì pátápátá mo ti tọ́jú ẹ̀ pamọ́ ó ti wà nínú cloud. My WhatsApp number is +447594050979. My dear friend in the studio one, mo mọ̀ yẹn lórí. And I'm going to allow calls to come in so that in case tabarẹ̀ tó fẹ́ pè wọlé tó jọ mẹ́ta ẹ̀yà map mi lọ́wọ́ ọ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ map mi wá ṣáàmù map wà náà máa ń láìkó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi nígbà mi. So kí ni mo fẹ́ fààyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé mo bá send the details yẹn sí as Dúpẹ́ logged in notification wá sórí phone mi tó bá yẹ pé mo mọ̀ pé bí nǹkan ṣe máa rí lélẹ̀ màá kàn ṣe screenshot ẹ̀, but because I will be the last person to say Dupe was lying. Wàláì pé kò gbóòtọ́ dání. Mo fẹ́ lé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ gan. Let me just take that back. Let me not say that now. It would have been a disaster. Pé Koiki wá tẹ̀lé Dupe. So kìíní ẹ̀ log in, ó send message sí mi pé, are you the one trying to log in from Lagos, Nigeria? Mo dey accept it, yes. Ó dẹ̀ log in. I know that ẹgbẹ́ camera by. No, ẹ má ṣe ní landscape because ẹ mọ̀ tó wà nílé ẹ má like the phone mobile. No, ẹ ṣe ní landscape, ẹ má ṣe ní portrait because it's good like this. Then there was another girl yẹn ó wà pẹ̀lú wọn. So she was doing a lot of adjustment and all that, you know, and we did a test. We were sure that everything was okay. We checked the sound. The normal thing you do before you start a program. And we went live. I will try and do that in a minute. And eventually, down the line, Dupe told us lies. But reason táwọn tó wà behind Dupe tó ti accept pé ọlọ́pàá ni pé it is good that what she's saying is making sense to them. Òun ti declare country. So Tinubu is just there as figurehead. Kò sí tó kọ́ wọn pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà mọ́. Òun àìsí mọ́ tó máa ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn governors wa. Gramani, you are just an innocent person because you don't know our mind. Even we, your fans, we still trust in you by following you. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká fọ̀rọ̀ Dupe yẹn sílẹ̀. But if you want to say anything, you have the right. You can call in. Number yẹn ni +447 bí a kẹ́ kọ sílẹ̀ nísìn +447 404 405 917. So ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ gbọ́ Simon Ekpa yẹn díẹ̀ níbi tó ti ń sọ pé we need fund to support the ESN. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ díẹ̀ sí.
That of IPOB. They have removed him. And the reason why they remove him is to destroy him. The reason why they remove him is to destroy the legacy.
Now, ẹgbọ́n kò tó náà sọ mí báyìí, màá ṣàlàyé fún yín torí ẹ̀ ń tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń wọlé dé. Nnamdi Kanu, when they set up the Biafra and the IPOB family, ìyá mi Fọláṣadé Òjó ti wọlé àbí mo kiri tí mo sì mi ti kí ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò, mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa tẹ́yìn wọlé lọ́tún lọ́sìn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wọlé ẹjọ́ bá pín ètò yẹn ẹ wá important èmi ọmọ yín náà ni èmi bàbá yín àbí bàbá àwọn kan náà ni èmi olólùfẹ́ yín ẹ bá wa pín ètò. Ìyá mi Eunice Ládépọ̀ mo kí yín, mo fi Tẹlẹ́dùmarè kí yín, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Bàbá mi Olúwaṣeyẹ Fẹ́mi ẹ káàbọ̀ sà, mo dẹ̀ kẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń wò mí lọ́dọ̀ ti àwọn àlùkà àti ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá. So in tí Simon Ekpa ń sọ níbẹ̀ ni pé the vision tí Nnamdi Kanu gbé wá àwọn kan máa fi destroy ẹ̀mọ́ lọ́wọ́, just like in tí Bàbá Akíntóyè gbé wá. Ṣé wọn kó tẹ́ stage kan wọ́n ní Bàbá Akíntóyè ní template. Okay, 447 404 bó lẹ ti ń wò mí náà. Okay, orí Koikimedia lẹ ti ń wò mí, sọ ẹ jẹ́ n type síbẹ̀ comment ẹ ó ti ń wá nísìnyí àgbà kòrèkéde ó ti stable padà dé sí. So 447 404 405 917 máa put ẹ̀ sí in the comment section anything. Yeah, comfort Ológunjà, people that are still following Dupe are ashamed of themselves to turn back, and I'm very serious they are. Mo máa ń rí sister mi kan, I'm not going to mention her name. Mo máa ń rí wọn lọ́dọ̀ Máyégún, wọn ló ń jókòó Máyégún. She has fallen apart with them. She doesn't want to come back here. Hey, Ama Uche, gbogbo àwọn ti Italy, how you doing? Thank you so much. Eventually, some of them, we don't have issue with you. They should believe Dupe. They should believe it. If you are not comfortable with what Ijile is saying, please identify yourself in the comment section. We are not going to curse you. We are not going to say anything bad for you. OLAYOMI KOIKI, I believe in her at some point, but I realized that it was a waste of time now for even have believed every utterances from that woman. She was just not worth it. Baba Ropor in the White Line, I hope that no one is still following this. Oh yes, I'm going to follow. ẹ̀rọ pé mi journalist lè mi máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ máa ń jókòó síbẹ̀ máa ń wò ìjìnlẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń ṣe pèdè wọ́n máa ń ṣe kíní kan oríṣiríṣi lọ́ máa ń ṣe. So I watch ìjìnlẹ̀ from behind the scene and I just say I shake my head because ìjìnlẹ̀ that I met in Turkey, I wanted to be going around the world to see all of our presenters. I haven't been able to see Must Be, but I hope that we will meet up one day soon. I'm looking to come to America. This is what I thought, even up to killing sister why not to Kuroni humanity Must Be, she's into Mohbad talk now. Kiloruko again now, Mama. Kiloruko ito man she program Mohbad tajon she Yoruba Nation tele. Tenny, yeah. Even Tenny Omologo, I don't have issue with her. She has just moved on. She doesn't want to do what we are doing. That's fine. We agree, we disagree. That is life. So if you're one of those that believe, yeah, 10 years, Sister Tenny Omologo, I don't have any problem with her. So if you're one of those that believe in DUPE, but you're now getting tired of what Ijile said, and you want to come back, you have the right. Kúkú ń ṣe mo fẹ́ òbí ẹ get number another plus ìkànnì ẹ̀ náà plus 44759 ìkànnì ẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ má pè yẹn nísìnyàn because mo fi hàn ṣe program èyí tẹ́ máa pè tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè wọlé nísìn òun ni studio number ṣe tó bá fẹ́ pè wọlé ẹja àgbà call ẹ pè wọlé kájọ bára wa ṣe fàájì lálẹ́. The only thing is, please, I'm not going to allow a call lórí ìjìnlẹ̀ lórí Ìbà àti Olóyè. I won't allow that on this platform. And I have my reasons for that. But any other area you want to talk about, that's fine. Tó bá ti jẹ́ lórí Ìbà àti Ìgbòho lẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí, there are a lot of platforms that are talking about it. Maybe you want to go there and do those talking. So I am not open the phone line for that. I will just disconnect. But if you want to talk about something else, please do. Tó bá yẹ pé lórí DUPE ni any right. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ ṣépè fún gan ẹni gbogbo right. Torí pé ẹni èpè ni. Ẹ má dẹ̀ sọ fún wa pé ká má ṣépè. Kódà Prophet Nasiru láì sọ pé a lè ṣépè. So +44 studio number lélẹ́yìn nísìnyàn. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá mi alálùbáríkà. A ti ṣe 1 hour 20 minutes. Ẹ̀yin náà wá ní right láti bá wa dá sí ètò yìí nísìn. +44 7 404 then 405 917. Reason tí a ṣe ṣí line yìí pé kẹ́ direct ni pé direct máa override the WhatsApp call. So please, it's only anyway kò tẹ̀lé lọ ní direct, so it's only WhatsApp call. So I've just wrote the number out. Mo fẹ́ copy ẹ̀ á lè easy fún mi láti post. So ẹ̀yin náà pè wọlé kájọ bára wa sọ̀rọ̀. If you have anything that you are not sure pé ibo ni movement yìí ń lọ nísìn Koiki, it seems things are not the way it used to be. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan? Even if I can't give all the details of kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan, we can still give 1 or 2 information that might be of help. Safety Dominic, that is the peak of the stupidity. If you're on a journey and after traveling for 1 month, you find out that you're on the wrong route, you will not lead you to desired destination, you still continue. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ follow DUPE even up to today. Tẹ́ wá fi pé ọmọ Koiki, mo believe nípa ìyá yẹn. Ṣé mọ̀ pé máa kan mo ti save number wọn nísìnyí kọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ mo máa grant wọn ní access kó bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Mo realize pé tó bá ti wá sọ̀rọ̀ débi kan, wọ́n ní ká parí ìjà. Wọ́n kí ni bàbá yẹn sọ ẹ̀. So mo ti decode number wọn nísìnyí. So if he calls me, I'm not going to pick up his call because it's a waste of time. Then brother mi kan náà ní South Africa níjọ́ kan yẹn dẹ̀ tí ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́rẹ̀ wọ́rọ̀ gidi lájọ́ ń bára wa sọ. Àgbàdo dẹ̀ ní pé Dúpọ̀ ní tìrì pé mo ní Dúpọ̀ ní tìrì. Mo ní ṣe ẹ̀yin rí Dúpẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bẹ̀ mi bá sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bẹ̀ mi sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ní ṣe ẹ̀yin rí Dúpẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n ní no. Ṣe ẹ̀yin rí Jílẹ̀ bá sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní no. So àwọn yẹn tẹ́ bá send message sí wọn, and look, I'm very busy, but to be honest, I give time to respond to message. I still have messages that I have not responded to. But if I come across your message after 3 months, my response is, you have not been able to speak to Jile. Don't polówó Dúpọ̀ ní tìrì. O rí Jile bá sọ̀rọ̀. O rí Dúpẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀. O wá rí Koiki bá sọ̀rọ̀. O rẹ̀ Dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run. Yes, because ibi tèmi náà délé ní lágbára Ọlọ́run, lágbára Elédùmarè, lágbára ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá náà ni. Àtolóyè Ìgbòho tó jẹ́ kórúkọ mi tó popular ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ. Èmi náà ti popular tẹ́lẹ̀, but àti kò dúpẹ́ pé Yorùbá ní sọ tó jẹ́ ká popular kò ṣe pé mo ṣe jí lánàá. Ó wá ní kémi believe in ti Dúpẹ́ sọ, mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn má tún pè mí mọ́. How can you say that somebody that you haven't spoken to. So please, 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 if you're one of those that believe in DUPE, I mean, it's good thing. Even God said, àwọn kan ti pè mí pé Koiki jọ tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ DUPE má bu MKO àmọ̀pọ̀ níṣù tiẹ̀ fi sílẹ̀. MKO gan tó ní owó tó ní fọ́n tó declare president tẹ́wọ̀n pé kò kó bọ̀n jáde kò kó kọ̀ọ̀kan jáde ó kàn fẹ́nu declare lẹ́pẹ̀tẹ́dò. Ètè mi ti dry ẹ má bínú ẹja fi vaseline pa. Amauche ni Koiki, in freedom fighting there is no permanent friends and either enemies. And some of you that say àwọn olóṣèlú yẹn if they come back home why not? Tí Tinubu bá jáde lénìí tó ní Yorùbá nation yéyéyéyé gbogbo ta sọ àkójẹ tó bá ní Yorùbá nation tá dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ tó ń sọ. So let them continue to build their castle in their ear. So if you're one of those that wants to call in, please call in. But ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ nípa tí Simon Ekpa ń sọ lọ nípa bó ṣe fẹ́ destroy Nnamdi Kanu náà àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ manipulative ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn náà kò ń ṣàwà nìkan àwọn náà níbẹ̀. Ó láwọn ọmọ dádì kan náà tó wà ní Canada máa fún wa ní 10,000 owó tó pọ̀ ni wọ́n fún mi lówó yẹn mọ́. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ìgbà kan náà wọ́n fún Lady K lówó náà mọ́ wọ́n fún Masbi lówó mọ́ wọ́n fún àwọn tó kù àwọn tí mo mọ̀ tán máa ń sọ fún mi nìyẹn dájọ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tó kù wọ́n sọ fún mi pé èèyàn kan fáwọn lówó Lady K ó ti sọ fún mi pé Koiki àwọn dádì yẹn máa fún mi lówó àwọn wọ́n fẹ́ mi náà lówó mọ́ wọ́n ti gbé wọn kúrò lọ́sọ̀dọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ gbàdúpẹ́ fọlọ́n pé we have not pulled out of the movement. So we are giving thanks that in 3 years we started well and we are still doing very well. But there was a woman that came in the movement that history will never forget her. She tried what destroyed Baba Akintoye tán débi pé ọba Elédùmarè ló dúró ti bàbá yẹn at 89. MKO gan tó lówó ó kàn declare ni kò kó nǹkan kan jáde ó kàn declare lẹ́pẹ̀tẹ́dò ìwọ wá náà ń gbádé labour. Ẹ hàn pé mo ṣe fídíò tí mo gbé tí mo ní káwọn ọmọ mi ta release tíjì rẹ̀ ń sọ ní 3 weeks ago ó ti lọ pé 3 weeks nísìnyí pé wọ́ọ̀ tí raise even $250,000 ìjìnlẹ̀ fẹ́nu ara ẹ̀ sọ they have not raised that money. So that means that no Adele is coming from them. Ìjìnlẹ̀ tuntun tó ń prepare mind àwọn èèyàn pé tẹ bá rò pé Adele máa dé tọ́lọ̀ bá ti sọ fún Dúpẹ́ ìgbà tó máa gbé Adele dé náà ló máa gbé wá so ẹ má push ẹ má and they don't allow questions and if you ask any question that is irrelevant you will be completely disconnected. So that is on Duke Bonitiri. So we're going to move on to the next phase of the program. We've given a lot of background to her. If you're still one of those that believe in her, good luck to you. We hope you will wake up from your dream because she's a big dreamer. She's dreaming big. We want a country just like she wants, but it's just that she has a different motive and agenda, which I don't know. So that's all I can say with Duke Bonitiri. So we're going to go now to Easy Moke Mutike Koto Wole Lenkan. And team by Tidaruko Mafi Shibinu. Yawa Oluremi Kilanko or Gabi sọ pé Dupe the scammer. Tẹ́mọ̀ pé kò ever dárúkọ gbogbo wa rí. Wọ́n bí àwọn tí mi wọ́n ní kò fi dárúkọ torí ọjọ́ iwájú ká má lọ sú ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní bàbá dìbọ́nkà bàbá ológun fi dúdú ọmọ tó nà mí pẹ̀lú ìgbálẹ̀ yẹn kò dárúkọ tèmi náà. She doesn't want to mention our names because she's trying to be very, very smart. But I hope that Ijile one day will wake up from the dream. Ijile, I hope you wake up from your dream, from your slumber. Because gbogbo yìí tó ń ṣe lórí social media yẹn àwọn ọmọ ẹ máa wo fídíò yẹn o. Ìyàwó Ifá mi gbé mi lékè Ifá gangan ẹ ṣe gan ìyá dáadáa. Gbogbo àwọn ìyá yẹn lọ pè mí lẹ́yìn pé Koiki tètè jáde fún Dúpọ̀ Onítìrì mo nínú ká má wọrí gbogbo àwọn tí a jọ ń sọ yìí kò bá ti dìjà láàrin wa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ Simon Ekpa díẹ̀ ká tó wá ka ìdí tí bàbá Akintoye ṣe sọ pé Nigeria now needs the courage to dissolve. You can call in at any time. I will allow you to call in. So many times, most of our mothers, they were calling me and say, Koiki, you got to come out and debunk all this nonsense. The Dupe things on this thing. When I was very clear and satisfied and I said, you know what, this woman was not what we thought she was. And each time we go back and give her some information, be either as she's on or not, they take advantage of that. You know, she only baba kan mo ni daruko àwọn baba yẹn ṣì wà pẹ̀lú wa, not ẹni tí yèyé dára ń sọ America ni bàbá yìí wà, wọ́n lè máa wò mí báyìí nísìn mẹ́tẹ́ ń dé pẹ̀lú èmi gbogbo tẹ́lẹ̀ ní kíni gbogbo yín pátá ni máa gbé síwájú Ifá, gbogbo yín pátá, because ẹ lè máa wá sẹ́yìn kẹfí pé ẹ̀yin smart ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ìta ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn a ti fi pé torí this time around no kò sí gbogbo room yẹn mọ́. A lot of you that are still working with that woman, America lẹ́wà tàbá àgbàlagbà ẹ ti náwó dáadáa sínú movement, ẹ wá ń ṣe ṣekúṣẹyẹ, ẹ dúró sọ́dọ̀ Dúpẹ́ Onítìrì, ẹ wá máa bèèrè lọ́wọ́ mi pé ìbò la wá dé nínú movement nísìn, ìbò ni dáàdì yín dé. Dúpẹ́ aláwàdà ṣé wọn pé bàbá Sùwé gan tí bàbá Sùwé bá wà láyé ṣé ó ṣì wà láyé ṣàbò ti kú? Bàbá Sùwé ṣì wà láyé àbí? Ẹ bá ń kọ sí ní comment section. Is Baba Sùwé still alive or is he dead? Dúpẹ́ aláwàdà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìyá mi Fagbemilékè bàbá yẹn Amẹ́ríkà ló wà, and I'm not making this up now. I'm not making this up. And I don't want to give too much hint because tí bá pọ̀ sí nǹkan yẹn kan báyìí gbogbo àwọn yẹn máa lọ wo fídíò kan tó ṣe ní Amẹ́ríkà wá dẹ̀ pin bàbá yẹn síbẹ̀. Ìjìnlẹ̀ is a dreamer, needed help and think Dúpẹ́ will help him. Mo rántí pé Ìjìnlẹ̀ sọ pé òun fẹ́ lọ Amẹ́ríkà, èmi kọ́ ló sọ fún brother wa Jídé Ìgè ló sọ fún. Oh okay, he's dead. Baba Sùwé ti kú. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Ọláwálé Ayẹni, ẹ ṣé gan ni sir. Àwọn Ayẹni family wọ́n ní owó bí ìṣẹ̀pẹ̀rẹ̀ àti pa SL Edu, àwọn bàbá yẹn lẹ́pẹ̀, àwọn bàbá yẹn kọ́ lọ́n fọ́nrún jí wọn. Baba Sùwé don pa okay Idris. Dúpẹ́ the Mirage, ẹ fọ̀rọ̀ Dúpẹ́ yẹn sílẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká move on. 40 minutes past 12 midnight. Please call in if you want to at any time. Bóyá ká gbọ́ Simon Ekpa díẹ̀. Simon Ekpa náà sọ nípa àwọn tó fẹ́ destroy Nnamdi Kanu. Always love _ God's child. Thank you so much. And if you're watching me for the first time, I am that man there called Koikimedia, one of the campaigner of the right of the Yoruba people to self-determination. And that right will be respected by President Bola Tinubu. Àwọn ọba Tinubu jà. Kódà tó bá sọ pé Yorùbá nation lé ní báyìí, kódà a máa erect status sí Ìbàdàn fún. But for now, Tinubu ní kí n má bú Nàìjíríà mọ́ ló sọ, ìyẹn lánàá. Ẹ jà gbọ́ Simon Ekpa díẹ̀.
The reason why they remove him is that so that because they do it that people will not know, they will begin to do things without the consent. He's bigger than him.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá wa Jọkẹ́ Bọ́dúnrìn.
I want you to excuse. Look at this. Now I will refer everybody. Press release all the indigenous people of Biafra. You know, in those days, the non-existent directorate of that ranks were behind the betrayal on the 5th of March. Anything they tell you, if the government tell you, don't.
Kékeré tó ń ṣe tó ń sọ méjì àbójú mi lórí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹnu ibi tí mo fẹ́ lò gangan mo really get ibẹ̀ yẹn, ibi tó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé everyone should support the ESN. We hope that many of us will donate to the YSDM. I understand that many people feel like, Komama program yìí náà ni, I need láti support anymore. Kò tẹ̀ ń ṣe ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn. Masbi tí wàá fún mi lórúkọ ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó ń pè ní Mr. Gbenga Shibeku, àwọn ajá onítìrì. Ṣorí ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn tí wọ́n tó dárúkọ yẹn. Bá ẹ̀gbọ́n jágbajàgba làwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn, àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n tó ní balls. Masbi tún jẹ́ ká tún padà sórí ọ̀rọ̀ Dúpẹ́ Onítìrì, kò ń ṣe ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn. Torí Mr. Gbenga tó dárúkọ yẹn, Shibeku àbí kí ló ń pè yẹn. These are just people that doesn't have the balls it's easy for them to sit back and call Igboho's name. What to beg or shanty Igboho? Could a wall is she, a common Tigbo ti ṣe. So mo ti gba àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn wọ́n kájọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọtún ní àwọn pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tẹ̀ wọ́n tó àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n kan wọ́n lamẹ́ríkà yẹn àwọn yẹn ti sán lórí tó ń rò pé àwọn support Dúpẹ́ Onítìrì. So anyway, what Simon Ekpa is just saying here is that
will always have the opportunity to contest that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not give such money. So it is dead on arrival. Before you change anything in the entity, it must be with mutual agreement, mutual understanding and approval.
they are also trying to change things. What for you in Sherry, in time I go through here, we are just giving thanks that Jesus Christi and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam àti àwọn onílẹ̀, they were fully with us. It could have been a big disaster. Mr. DJ Akimbode, I don't understand what you mean by BR fraud. Can you explain further? What they are planning to do, or what they have done as well from their own end as well, is to remove Nnamdi Kanu and then start changing documents, which Dúpẹ́ Onítìrì would have done if we gave him the opportunity. Okay, it's now Biafra Liberation Army. Okay, there's no more Yemotiri, Frank Dudu Moke. Monka comment and on the Bibai. So, Simon Ekpa was also giving details of why you must continue to fund the movement, because freedom does not come cheap. We are 1 hour 35 minutes into the program. Muki Indajendara Pamoa, Yami Joke Bodunri, shout out to you. Mr. Edward say, hello brother, the last time I have this week, I text a message and tried posting a comment. It didn't go through. I love commenting in your program, the truth and the simple. It's not your fault, it's because all these social media, I mean, YouTube is okay, but Facebook doesn't even allow us to write. I mean, not me sometimes, or me mostly, but some of my team still have access to comment. But today I've been able to comment, but sometimes they give me 10 days, 15 days that I cannot comment. Muki Grandma Joke Bodunri, Muki Bubomo Yoruba, and I shout out to all our Biafra brothers and sisters that have joined us as well. Freedom doesn't come easy, but it is something worth fighting for, and that's a fact. I mean, we might not be happy with who is leading it. Is not the issue. The issue is, are you not tired of being part of what Nigeria is today? So let us keep the push, let us keep the message going, and one day we will get to our final destination. So let's again find I'm going to leave that Simon Ekpa. We're going to move swiftly. Let's get one more music in. Like I said, these are not our own copyright, and that means that the Bagbo program your debut by, if for whatever reason you are not seeing that music, is because it has been muted. I listened to Simon Ekpa. Yeah, that was exactly what I was explaining there. They actually remove imagine me now. We have to that's what Dupe wanted to do. Imagine removing Babaki Toye from the Yoruba Nation movement into Dupe Fesheniye. That is exactly what they've done with Nnamdi Kanu. They remove Nnamdi Kanu's name, that he registered certain things in UK in Company House. They went back, they remove it, they manipulate it, but we give thanks that the gods of the Biafra are still with the Biafrans as well. Nnamdi Kanu, they sold him out. And I always say the assets that I have with him, with the meetings, which is not for public consumption. But in the future, some of these things will be declassified, but it is still a very classified information that should not come out. There was a lot of things that could have gone very good. But again, those that sold him out for peanuts. And at the end of the day, you saw the lion roar. Go and watch the video properly. When Nnamdi Kanu was being asked question about what is happening in the Southeast, somebody wanted to mention Simon Ekpa. They shut the person down quickly. No. Because we always have the enemies within. And I've listened to Nnamdi Kanu. We may not agree with all his views that he have lambasted us before in the past and all that, but it's fine. But at the point he needed to communicate with Oloyegbowo, Simon Ekpa reached out to me and the meeting was facilitated. But what Nnamdi Kanu said in one of his videos, and he has done a lot of videos, one of those videos says that the Fulanese will pay any amount of money to destroy the movement. They can give you an open check. The Fulanese. And I talked about the Fulanese in that interview, which is coming out next week Friday, with one of the African media. Let me say African media in America. So the interview comes out next week Friday, God willing. I hope you look forward to it. 45 minutes. I spoke about the Biafra, but I went in depth about why the Yoruba people need to come out of Nigeria. We don't have anything against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Even I pray for him that he doesn't die in that particular post, because it would be a disaster for us, that Shetima will take over power. And I hope that Tinubu will wake up from his dream. It's going to come out next, it's a recorded interview which I've done today or yesterday. Next week Friday, I don't know when, but the link will be shared to me, and I'll share the link out as much as possible so that you can go and watch it. Because the presenter doesn't have a background to the government in exile of the Biafra. So he keep talking about the Zik and the relationship with Awolowo. But I was saying that, yes, those relationships, whether they are perfect or not, but we're talking about a government in exile, which many countries around the world have done, and they've become fully independent. Most of the countries still will have a Salolini. Many of us want to run to certain countries like Belgium, Denmark. They've gone through the same route. And I listened to Simon's speech on the 19th of March when Nnamdi Kanu was brought to the court. Simon Ekpa gave the details. It's because most of us don't watch Biafra program. They speak English more than we do, because our man saw Yoruba that, especially a lot of our presenters, which is very comfortable to communicate to our people. But some of us, we speak English as well. And there's nothing wrong if we speak our language. Simon Ekpa said in that broadcast on the 19th of March, if I'm right, he went back into all the details, Mr. Gabriel Ajayi, of countries that declare the government of that country came back and attacked them. They went into what they call the government in exile, and eventually after some years, they became an independent country. So some people might say, Kilodeka are not on the government in exile. We might not have a government in exile, but we have a plan, and that plan is something that Babaki Toye is doing to allow us to get into a nation of our own without conflict. And I'm now speaking now on behalf of Babaki Toye. If I was speaking on behalf of myself, I will always say Amaja. But I will not say that because the Babaki Toye is not the one that said so. I am saying that as a media. And look, that is not something that is not, we should be shy to say. I say that we need about 60,000 AK-47 to protect us, and I can tell Babaki Toye to declare. I will tell him to declare. Well, you don't get notification online because that again is part of the game. You know, imagine if 500,000 people get notification when I go live on Facebook every day. Is a lot of message will be delivered. So Facebook is doing the same magic like YouTube. But we have to just say that we are trying our best. When we started, it was driving. Alai Mohammed, like I always say, you know, destroy my page, especially with YouTube. He told them point blank, myself, Simon Ekpa, and Mayegun page as well, and some of the other bloggers, that we are the ones that want to destroy Nigeria, and they should turn off our page. But YouTube couldn't do that because my page was not registered in Nigeria. So, but what they did was they removed my monetization. You know, they started attacking the page from their office. which all these details, Lai Mohammed will suffer for it. But again, we're still live, we're still here, and we're doing what we do best. So let's go into the program. We still have probably an hour, but before then, maybe we should just enjoy Freedom Fighter. It is not,
meet my boyfriend, Jake.
something that comes easy, but it is something that we are determined, and we are determined to make sure that we free our people and ourselves from the shackles and the bondage of this fake union that was put together by the British Empire in 1914. Yoruba nation, no going back. Biafra nation, no going back. Arewa nation, Middle Belt, Scottish, Welsh, every one of us must leave. But freedom doesn't come easy. After this music, we will then continue with this from Babakitoye. Freedom fighters, freedom fighters, freedom, 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 freedom fighters. We are freedom fighters. We are not separatists. We are not terrorists. And I don't believe that Simon Ekpa's name should have been included in the most wanted people in Nigeria. And Safety Domain says that he has issues with Bola Tinubu's integrity. The integrity of a man is also measured by the consistency of his words. In 1997, Bola Ahmed Tinubu said he doesn't believe in Nigeria. Today, he has eaten that. And like this man say, yes man, freedom is something that you should be asking for, not the Guguru and Ekpa given to you by your politicians every 4 years. And this is coming from Anthony B. Freedom fighter. We are freedom fighter. Please don't listen to Ruben Abati that call us separatists. He doesn't know what he's talking about with his coconut head. When the Yoruba becomes free, you will realize that Africa will be much freer than what it is right now. Congratulations to the Senegal president. Please don't ask us to look for a young candidate to become the Nigerian president. You will not get one. It's a waste of time. Fight for the self-determination of Yoruba people and the Biafra. Once again, shout out to every one of you. Like I said, we are still in the program. Nigeria needs now the courage to dissolve peacefully. Freedom is something that we want. We do not want to be part of a system that is not working. Jekomo is coming from Ajayi. Gabriel is a Saturday morning. Is a bank holiday. Is a long one. You are not going to work, but some of our nurses and mothers working in the midwife will be returning back to work. Sedo Adewale say, greet everyone in the building. Good morning. If you're one of those that have supported us in the past and you went to support DUPE Onitiri and you thought, you know what, that woman doesn't, even if you have something to say, you are still part of DUPE Onitiri, I give you the access to call in and ask me question. And that's another challenge. If you're one of those that believe in DUPE Onitiri, come and tell me why you still think in your own that DUPE Onitiri is giving you a country or you've declared a country. Yoruba nation is not yet an official country, but is a work that we hope will get to us as quickly as possible. Freedom fight, Aziz says, media, Google media, Washere, freedom fighter. Okay, I must have missed that, Mr. Edward. You said your message came just before the one of Dizzy Man, so I might have to go back and read that a little bit because sometimes messages are flying through and I must have missed that. Bear with me, my brother. Mr. Kendi Oseni, thank you so much for joining, and also to any one of you that have joined us, and those of you that are going to bed, we are still much awake part of this world. question or you're not too sure what is happening in terms of the Yoruba Nation movement, you can also ask those questions. Buhari pa about 28,000 Yoruba people. I'm sure there will be more in the southeast, many in the north. We pray that many of us will wake up from our slumber, that there's nothing Nigeria can do to survive again. A very good evening to you, Star Boy, watching us on the Yoruba Nation Afonja. In 2 minutes or less than that, we go straight into, again, the discussion why Nigeria now needs the courage to dissolve peacefully. We don't own the copyright to this, it's just for part of the program tonight. The grandmother said, God is your strength, white lion. Duke Bonitiri is a Dagboru as ever, as we know. Thank you so much. Matt IQ say, are you from Jamaica? No, I'm not from Jamaica. I'm a Yoruba man, linked in with what is known as in Nigeria right now, southwest part of Nigeria. And we've always been one before UK or British join us together. So as we go into the conversation, you like the music, is it? I love raga as well. It keeps my spirit going. And let's complete that part in just about 1 minute plus. Going yet. We're still in the program. I just need to crack on so that we can do more education as well. The world is a beautiful one, but unfortunately Africa is lacking behind because the Yoruba people needs to pull out officially, officially from Nigeria. If we do that and we become free, we will have a good future away from the one we've had in Nigeria for 63 years. Separation is not a war. Separation is not war. And do not let anybody fool you that we should do what we need to do to keep Nigeria together. We don't have to keep Nigeria together. We don't have any right to hold on to Nigeria. Oh, I'm just getting a breaking news here from King Charles, but I have to double check before I read anything out, because when you speak like this, it is important that so let me see what the news here in UK are saying. don't say it, I'm not going to read anything out. I'm not being. So I'm just trying to find that news here. All right, let me do it this way. Maybe that will give me what I'm looking for. Okay, it's already on Yahoo. All right, I'm still not satisfied yet, so let me come back to Google. I don't know why I prefer Google. And you made a lot like Google than Internet Explorer. You know, I don't like Internet Explorer at all. Google tends to give us a little bit more. So let me put this one here. Google. Alright, the news is not coming from any of the main news here, so I'm not going to go into the details so that we don't get anything coming back. So I'm just going to leave it like that. But God bless the King. That's all I can say. Because our major news that Queen Belato Domo Timale reference, I can't say anything from them. And probably, even though Yahoo is picking it up, but I don't know where they found that information from. Lori Yahoo, which I can reference to anyway. But where is the source? That's what I'm looking for. All right, let's just leave it so I don't get things complicated. All right, let's just focus on our own program. So let's start. Because we start Instagram and do Koikimedia and we but I'll just leave it for now because in TBBC with Tigbiat Sky, it will be very difficult for me to go and say anything that is not, you know, authentic. Let's put this one here and then let's start this. So I'm live now on Koikimedia as well, just like we're still live on all the platforms. A very good morning. As the time is coming up to, Mr. Edwards said, well, my fight here is to bring back the lost brotherhood of Igbos and the Yorubas. We are here, brothers and sisters. Greedy politicians came and set us apart. Biafra and Yoruba nation is one. And I totally agree with you. George Wald said, all I believe is that we will get Yoruba nation. I strongly believe that. Thanks for all the information that you always give us in your personal person. Thank you so much. Where should we kickstart this morning? We still have all the phones that are fully charged. If I need to charge them more, I will just increase the power cell because I have light. The Yoruba people wants to go. Please do not post anything. Your daughter needs drugs and all that. Please, we don't do that on this platform. I will have to remove it. Go to the politicians and ask for that kind of help. I'm sorry. I have a lot to support as well. And I know some of you are genuine, while most of you are not. So we don't do that on this platform. Let's pick from here again. The reason why I read this back to back, and then we reference a lot of other things around it. So don't get tired of these documents. It's like a document. And when you share research, you will be talking about things, and then I'm finding a lot of things. During the western region and the eastern region and the northern region, we were all doing very well, extremely well. Why were we doing very well? Let's see, maybe some of you can answer in the comment section. Mokiawa Bosede Martina Ekaboma. Nígbà tá à ń ṣe western region, during the western region, the eastern region and the northern region, why do you think we were doing very well? Let's see some of your comments while I continue, and I'll pick those comments as I see them. There was also a lot coming out. Leah Yodele, thank you so much. The western region was giving us cocoa, which is used for coffee, hot chocolate, a lot of things that you can think of. You know, even some of your croissants, they have a bit of, you know, chocolata inside. And again, I love, you know, I always like to give practicals because this is what Yoruba Western region should have been producing. You know, it's Easter and we celebrate everything from my end here. I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, and I'm also a Babalawo. So, and I do not this. So let's put this away. So I am not advertising these. I am just using these as part of our presentation again tonight. What you're looking in front of you are Smarties, cocoa. Okay, it's still Smarties, cocoa. The Maltas. Again, a hollow milk chocolate egg with full-size bag of Maltese full of crunchy delight. Mr. Luatobi, oh, good night, Climate. Thank you so much for joining us. We are still about probably another half an hour because I am still a little bit strong, but I might start winding down as well. Thank you so much for joining us. You can see why we lost so much after the Western region, and I want you to look at this while I read this out again. At independence in 1960, thank you so much, Clement, as well. Good night for joining. And as we also in 24 hours will be celebrating one of our uncle, just as many of you have celebrated yours this month. His birthday comes up on the 31st of March 2024, God's willing, by the name of Mr. Olajide Ajikobi Omodua, currently residing outside Nigeria, one supporter of Yoruba Nation, and we appreciate him. He's also from Ijomu Oro in Kwara State. So as we're looking at these beautiful, you know, chocolate, I know you cannot get it. I'm going to end the OLAYOMI KOIKI. We'll come back again in just a few minutes. The Western region that was producing enough cocoa for export would have transformed it if we remain Western region. It would have been a big industry where we would produce that cocoa and sell it on as a finished produce. But the reason why we were doing the export is because we do not have what it takes, you know, to produce these into what you're looking in front of you. So Babakitoye took us back to at independence in 1960. Nigeria was truly the economic giant. Many might argue that Koiki, when you say you want Yoruba nation, why not wait a little bit and see if Nigeria will still become the economic giant? Ìbéèrè tí mo wá ń bi gbogbo wa ni pé ǹjẹ́ a rò lọ́kàn ra wa níbi tá délé ni pé Nigeria will still be an economic giant? Yes or no? If it's yes, why? If it's no, why do you think so? The reason why Nigeria was an economic giant is because it was running on what we called regional system of government, not the federal system of government that we are using today. The federal system of government that we are using today is a crime. Mr. Dekunle Ogun said no. And your name remind me of one of my brother that we were in this movement. I just remember him as well. He's currently based somewhere in America that stopped supporting us, went to support Duponitiri. I didn't know that until along the line. Then I guess that now that even Mr. Wale Ali is not supporting Duponitiri, I don't know where he is. I haven't seen his comment on that anymore. Ama Uche from Italy said, Nigerian can never stand again. Koiki, believe me. Mr. Luatobi Olushesi said, the unitary system of government. Mr. Kim Oluwadam Larisakwe said, no. In 1960, we were, yes, truly the giant and the hope of Africa. But in 2024, can we still use the same phrase and say that Nigeria is still the giant of Africa and the hope of Africa? Ǹjẹ́ lọ́kàn wa, do we think that it is still the right word to use? If we are still the giant of Africa, Mukibaba Abiodun Raji Beshindara Pomowa, please share the program. This is a platform that doesn't talk about anything more than education of our people and myself to exit Nigeria. The reason why you have this, I'm going to take it off in a minute, is because I want to use something out of it. Because we were producing enough cocoa for export. And you're alone, that's okay. Good morning, dear my brother White Lion, the true son of Odua. God bless you and your team. Thank you so much. There's a comment coming from, I guess, let me look from here. There's another comment coming here, which is coming from, who is that? Safety Domain say, we were doing well because we were homogeneous people and our government and system was tailored towards the people's need. I can break it down. And ṣe dáadáa nígbà yẹn látara àníyàn iṣẹ́ tí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ tó ń ṣe fún ìran ẹ̀. Into Safety Domain sọ ní Yorùbá nìyẹn. He also went further to say, we don't care how giant Nigerian economy can be anymore. We need to do everything we want to do in Yoruba way and not in Nigerian way. But àtẹ̀fẹ́ ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú wẹ́dà àbí bóyá Nàìjíríà ṣì máa ní ìlọsíwájú àbómadàgbà. A fẹ́ lọ ṣe nǹkan tiwantiwa nínú ilẹ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè tiwa tí à ń pè tí à ń béèrè fún lénìí tí ó máa jẹ́ kí a ní ọjọ́ ọ̀la. Mo mọ̀ pàṣẹ láwọn Nigerians kan tó jọmọ Yorùbá that are working towards to fix Nigeria. One of them is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. His dreams and aspiration is to bring Nigeria back to what it used to be in the 60s. How he's going to do that is what we're all looking. But we will not sit back when we should be pulling out of Nigeria through a peaceful dissolution according to these documents that I'm reading. Left to me, I will not say we should go through this route. I will say we go through the second route, which is pushing and knocking all the coconut head of these politicians, because we are much more than them. But many of the Yoruba people doesn't want to do that because they think it's just too risky. Koiki, why do you want to take that risk? You're going to kill a lot of people. Okay. But 28,000 Yoruba people died in 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari, not through illness, hunger, through terrorism in Yoruba land in Southwest. This man says some politicians are advocating for parliamentary government. Enough is enough. Nigeria is not more giant of Africa. And we got to be very careful as these criminal politicians, Mukiawa Moria, Akerede, Yusuf, Babatunde, Boshembere from parliamentary system of government, means that the same thing Togo has just done by changing their constitution to a parliamentary system of government is to make sure, I am not advertising for this, so please don't look at this, I am just using it as a, I should just move it out of my screen because they are not paying me for that, but it's just to talk about the cocoa, so I'm not taking it off. I don't get paid for that anyway, so when we talk about a country that was fruitful, working in the 60s up to before the British used Nigeria to fight the Biafra, which led to 5 million people dying. Today, and along that's okay, till date, when they're calling Nigeria the giant of Africa, they are referring to the Yoruba people in every sector. For example, the sport, the entertainment, and then so on. Nigeria was 25% of the population of Black Africa. But one region of the Nigerian Federation, which was what we negotiated from Britain in 1957-58, it took 2 years or maybe a little bit more for that negotiation to determine what kind of government would work with over 200 ethnic groups, different languages, up to 300. What kind of union can you give them so that they become one block? This negotiation took place in London, United Kingdom, for a very long time, back and forth, through Awolowo, the late Sikh, Tafawa Balewa, and many others that were traveling with them in that very bitter, cold winter and summer time. As at that time, the Yorubas were doing extremely very well. Not that we are not doing very well today, but we are already 50 years behind as Nigeria stands. I'm quoting the former governor of Ekiti State. I might not agree with him. Says on China's television, Buhari took us back 50 years. That means Tinubu does not have 50 years to fix Nigeria. Tinubu has 4 years mandate, not 8 years, because election has not been done in 2027 yet. So this hope that we can fix Nigeria, George Wells said, it is the Yoruba nation. Please, please, let's stop talking about Nigeria. All I want to hear is Yoruba nation. It is good that we want to hear Yoruba nation, but we must prove to these Yoruba that still believe in Nigeria that they are dreaming, and that dream is not coming true today or the next 40 years. Anybody to ban drink me, Amari Nigeria she. Look, I understand that is a good dream, but if that is in a movie, that's fine. But in reality, nobody, no matter how brilliant they are, Osibaja was a very brilliant man, but the evil northerners did not allow the best of Osibaja to happen. And that literally means, I'm going to move this one here because of the phone so that you can see me properly. That literally means that Osibaja, one of our best brain, I might not sometimes call him a good name, I call him, the short man devil, but he's a brilliant Yoruba man. Osibaja did not shine in Buhari's government. Buhari knew that he needed Osibaja to propel Nigeria to where it could have been to some extent. Rather, Buhari took Osibaja to the other room. I don't know what they were doing in the other room, but what we know that Osibaja lost what could have been one of the best in the country. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. I'm not here to defend him. But Osibaja failed because the Fulani oligarch. If you go back and look at Osibaja pedigree, and Iwoti need that same pedigree, and even if you have, and I'm not making this up now, go back and read the history of Yemi Osibaja. He's a brilliant Yoruba man. But it could not transform the Nigeria of your dreams. You know why? There were too many stumbling blocks as the former finance minister. Again, these are powerful Yoruba women. And I'm talking about no one else but Kemi Adeosun. Kemi Adeosun wanted to make sure that she stopped the corruption inside the NNPC, which is what Cardoso is able to do right now and Wale Edun. And the reason why they are going to be able to do such right now is because Tinubu is the president, but for a 4-year tenure, maximum 8 years if he gets the next election in 2027, that will take him to 2031. But what Yoruba people do not understand is that even if Kemi Adeosun was able to fix and stabilize the Nigerian economy, and Tinubu comes in, Tinubu stabilizes it, the next government is not likely to do the same thing. So Osibajo, that have the brain power, could not stabilize Nigeria. Mwambi Wati Ajoje layman, because we are just the layman. We don't have the access to the government. We are not the politicians, but we are the people that look up to them. Do you think that they can fix Nigeria? From the state level, fine. I mean, we expect them to use all the revenue given to them to fix our state. Russians and other countries don't educate their children in English language. I call it English. I know I speak a lot of English, but it is not. The reason why I speak English in my broadcast is because I speak to international audience. And I want them to have sympathy on the cause of the Yoruba people. Kò ṣe pé a lè sọ Yorùbá níwọ̀nba tí mo gbọ́, but à ń sọ èdè òyìnbó kí a lè láǹfààní àti gain àwọn tí wọn kì í ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá àtàwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù. So if you are one of those that think that we will gain a Western region through President Bola Tinubu, can you put it in the comment section that you think that President Bola Tinubu will take us back to the Western region, where we will have the Eastern region and the Northern region? As at the time that Nigeria was 25% of the black population in Africa, and Africa is somewhere around there. That is Libya. Libya here. That is Sudan here. That is Mali there. Botswana is somewhere around there. Nigeria is where my pointer is. That is where Nigeria is. This continent, we have 7 continents. This beautiful continent known as Africa, very beautiful landmass, the people inside, different, ethnic indigenous people, different language, different food, different cultures, until the Europeans destroy that region, or that continent rather, for their own selfish gain. Whether it was Britain that destroyed, the west part of Africa, whether it was the Belgium that destroyed the other region, Congo, many other parts have been destroyed because warring konti awori. But now a lot of us are coming back to our conscious mind, asking question: why is a continent that doesn't have cocoa, and I'm using this now, we have Belgium, Denmark, these countries do not have cocoa, but they are now the one producing these beautiful, and a lot of money is made from these, especially during the Easter festival and any other period. But do you know that Western region, according to Professor Banji Akintoye, in this Nigeria needs now the courage to dissolve, was the one, not that we don't have others. Mokiyawa, Irilodua, Mebel, Tinuade, Iyada, Dayala Lubarika, Kobele Dumari, Koje Kamari, Pemama, Mokiyami, Mori Bubu Lovi, Ajoke, More de Kenten Fimi Mo Champagne. I think they believe in the Bonitiri, Moki, Mo Ewa Lebe to Momobe, because you love my analysis. You like it. Chocolata Tenwoi, this Cadbury, I've been to their factory in Birmingham. You pay to go inside. If you have families, try to visit that Cadbury. You will be amazed at what the production is producing is part of this. But in the 60s, when Nigeria got what they called federation, not the federal system of government that is being used on us right now, the Western region had the most intensely educated population in Africa. And Nigeria therefore had the largest and the most solid class of educated professionals in Africa. That is why you go around Africa, not Europe or Asia, you are likely to come across one Nigerian, mostly Yorubas, then followed by the Igbos. And at least other regions also educated, but history is telling us that we have largest solid class of educated professionals in Africa that are Yorubas. By the time of independence in 1960, thank you so much. What we lost, Ekiti, oh my God, what can we do? Kilo dalelo, àwọn ará Ekiti, PhD ń sùn lọ nínú ilé kọ̀ọ̀kan ni. Àwa rí fi ṣe electricity, fi ṣe títì, kò ń ṣe pé kò possible. It's because of this federal character táwa nínú ẹ̀ that we cannot hold them back. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ẹ máa sanwó program tèmi, a ti ṣe 2 hours, so $10 méjì nìyẹn. Hey, your brother, we are all waiting for your airline review. Which airline? Share the one way Buhari won't give us, or the one way Alan, the new guy, wants to bring in? Mokiawa, Olajumoke, only on down see Yawa Lee Ajayi pe Alawada ni dupe one Benny. She was sent to disrupt the movement and split us into different versions. Olodumare ni ko gba wa fún. Let's stick to the conversation. What you're looking right today, if Sheridan say resources, most of you are always like, Koiki, what do you mean by resources? Our resources is what is building this to become the finished goods. Our resources, which is the crude oil, our resources is what is producing these to give us Vaseline lip therapy. Lip therapy ni ó jẹ́ kí lip yẹn kó má bàa burst, kó tó bá bẹ́ ìyẹn ló wọ́ sí. Ó better kó wà moisture than kó bẹ́ torí òtútù ni. But for over 63 years, I set up factory tó ń ṣe chocolate. Ẹ má bínú pé ibi ṣe ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ or chocolate in Ekiti, where we have PhD, in Oyo, where Ibadan to Igboho is 7 hours. Kódà tí bá wọ plane láti Nigeria, Murtala Mohammed Airport, tó jẹ́ direct, tó ń ṣe tó ṣe máa lọ through Egypt àbí Turkish àbí France, tí mo wọ Virgin, máa dé London before wọ tó bá gbéra lọ sí Igboho. And I'm not joking, because it takes about 7 hours drive láti Ìbàdàn lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ tí mo kí kábíyèsí náà ní ìlú Ìgbòho. So kí ni mo ń try láti fàyọ ni pé the argument that we were doing very well in the 60s was based on the fact that we have the control of our resources, which is these products called cocoa. Ẹ̀rí pé ó fẹ́ jọ cocoa gan ní shape. Cocoa ni wọ́n fi ń ṣe léyìí, which we were the world's largest exporter of cocoa. Àwọn ọmọ Igbo náà ṣe tiwọn ní Eastern region. Wọ́n pè ní epo pupa, palm oil. Do you know that most people mix it up? Indonesia is the largest producer of palm oil in the world, while Malaysia, tí Nigeria fún ní seed, ní second. Why and I always love Skoda, kó má dàbí pé à ń ṣe ojú kí ló máa ń pè é ojú tán àbí ojú ṣe àbí kí ló máa ń pè é nìyẹn ojú ṣàṣe àbí kí ló máa ń pè é nìyẹn ojú ṣe kó má dàbí pé àwa Yorùbá nìkan là ń pọ́nra wa lé ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé táwọn ọmọ Ìgbò náà jáde. Mo lè advertise àwọn ilé even though pé I was one of their brand ambassador but ìyẹn ní for some years back. This is palm oil. Came like practical. This is what the northerners were producing in large quantity. So I just can move gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní orí ẹ jẹ́ n change the screen mi kẹ́ lè rí mi dáadáa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní bí báyìí. So I'm gonna remove my because ẹ lè má rí mi dáadáa. So ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí open screen. So máa yọ background mi kúrò. Ẹ jẹ́ ayọ̀ olóyè kúrò for now. Kẹ́yìn náà lè rí mi dáadáa. Mo ń bọ̀. Ṣẹ́rí àjọṣe wa pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà is dead. Ìwọ tó bá ṣe ní kò dead. You're wasting your time. So ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ open background. Yeah, that's it. So gbogbo inú máa rí mi dáadáa nísìnyí. So nǹkan mẹ́ta ló wà níwájú mi. Ṣé gbogbo wa là ń rí? Gbogbo wa la rí epo, a rí ẹ̀pà, a lè rí chocolate. Ẹ jẹ́ n gbé pépà ìwá síwájú báyìí. Ẹ jẹ́ n kọ́kọ́ yọ ilé kúrò báyìí. Kí n lè ní enough room láti move around. So ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí. So at least everybody can say something. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá tẹ̀ rí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa fi wọ̀nyí. Ẹ̀pà lélẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbẹ̀ pàǹ síwájú báyìí. Bàbá Akíntóyè jẹ́ kó yé wa pé during the regional government àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ní epo olúolù lélẹ̀. Epo olúolù. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tó wáyé pé Nàìjíríà gbádùn, the eastern part of Nigeria should be the one supplying the world pẹ̀lú díẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ western region ní epo pupa, which tẹ̀ máa ń sọ pé ká má tọ epo sórí ògùn. Mo fọ́sẹ̀ but tó bá máa ṣẹ̀fọ́ má yẹ kíyàwó ẹ̀ lò róró. Ẹ̀pà yìí nísìn wọ́n branded Nàìjíríà lọ ti gbé wá fún mi. Mo like ẹ̀ gan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú tó máa ń jẹ tó máa ń mu gàrí. Bátìrì lè ti sọ fún mi pé ó ti ń lọ sílẹ̀. So that means practically fẹ́ máa wind down lórí Instagram yẹn kò tó bá ti tán ẹ̀ máa láti lọ join wa lórí platform tó kù. Instagram kan ṣe wà on Olayomi Koiki Koikimedia. Ṣé àwọn pé nísìn this ẹ̀pà is used for a lot of things as well around the world. This was what the northern region was producing in large quantity. Ìyáwó Jọkẹ́ Bọ́dúnrin ni they can still get 4 states or 5 states in Ọ̀yọ́, likewise in Ogun State, and I totally agree. Ọ̀yọ́ yẹn tóbi gan, kò ń ṣe kékeré. Mo kí safety domain. I'm just trying to pick your comment there. Baba Olowo established a cocoa processing factory in Ogba in Lagos State beside the Guinness. But gbogbo yẹn ní sẹ́ want to destroy it, or they saw the church. Now, let's focus back on what Baba Akíntóyè said. So, show us what our resources looks like. The North, the Yoruba was doing cocoa, while the Igbos were doing palm oil. And we were all doing very well during the regional government until that was destroyed by Agunrosi, from what we are told. And whatever happened, nobody is going to take you back to that era. So there's hope that one day, we will flourish again as we were doing during these 1960s. Is a fraud that anybody should be thinking of today. I understand that it could be painful that you name yourself a Nigerian, and we are trying to say, no, let us rename ourselves as Biafrans, Arewa, and the rest. And some of you are saying, no, you don't want that. That will be very difficult. Somebody is asking, where are you from? You have an accent. Well, I've lived in UK for the last 20 years plus, and that is where my accent is coming from. And I came here when I was in my youth, so I picked up the accent. I'm originally from southwest part of Nigeria, known as Yoruba people. The western region did not just have cocoa. We are also the second largest deposit of bitumen in the world. Many people don't know what is bitumen. Bitumen. How many people knows the word bitumen? I know what it is, but let's just look at Google to give us something around it as well. Bitumen. Èèyàn mélòó ló mọ nǹkan tó ń pè ní bitumen? Ẹ má parọ́. Just say yes, I know. No, I don't. Koiki, let's educate ourselves. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Happy weekend. Èyí ni 30. Máàcì náà máa ti tán báyìí. Ẹni tó bá jẹ gbèsè, ó máa wá san gbèsè báyìí. Kọ́lọ́n kó máa ṣàánú wa. All right, let's look at what bitumen stands for. What is bitumen? The term bitumen refers to a substance produced through a distillation of crude oil. Bitumen is known for its waterproofing and adhesive properties and is commonly used in the construction industries, notably for the roads and highway. Ṣẹ́rí kìíní tatata tó máa ń dà sórí títì tó bá ti ṣe títì tán tó máa ń jẹ́ kó dúdú yẹn òun ló ń pè ní bitumen. Safety domain tẹ́ ń sọ fún wa pé Koiki atúní gas ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀sí dúró lórí bitumen. The question we should ask Yoruba people is that if what we are told and ṣé wọ́n ti lo gbogbo bitumen yẹn tán ni? No, we still have the largest deposit of bitumen at least in Africa and also the second in the world. I think Canada ló tún ní nǹkan tó pọ̀ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ from what I've been told. The question we should then ask ourselves is, why have we not tar? And when I mean tar, kí ló dé tá ìtì tar gbogbo títì wa dé ẹnu ọ̀nà lé dáàdì tèmi níjẹ̀bú Òde àti ọ̀nà ọ̀nà lé mọ́mì tiẹ̀ náà ní Ondo State àti Ọ̀ṣun. Àwa la ní bitumen. Ṣèbí ó yẹ ká kọ́kọ́ fi tọ́jú ayé ara wa so that there will be less accident. Go and watch one of my video I did yesterday, no, day before yesterday on Thursday, when I was showing you the motorways. Those motorways, for them to have that durable roads that trucks drive through, it needs to be drivable and motorable. The reason why you are seeing trailers that are falling apart from Ojuelegba to Okokomaiko to Lagos Ibadan Expressway is because the roads are not drivable and they are not motorable. Most of the roads in West Africa today needs to be rebuilt to the standard of what it used to be during the Western region. But a lot of argument is that we have bitumen. We are not allowed to touch that bitumen according to the fraudulent 1999 constitution, because constitution yẹn ló ń sọ fún wa pé governor Ondo State, governor Ogun State, governor Oyo State, Osun State, Kwara State, Lagos State, Kogi State, you must not touch all the resources underneath the soil, because resources down soil abẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ ló máa ń wà, from gold to diamond to many other areas of different resources. Abẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ni wọ́n wà, kò sí ní Kano, kò sí nílẹ̀ Igbo. Yet a federal system of government is telling us that we should not access it to build a better road for ourselves. We have the human talent, we have the expert. We have been told from this document by Babakitoye that we are the well-read in Africa, not in Nigeria anymore. And let me move this away. Again, these are what we were producing, and I'm going to show us if I have to again. So, because book one ẹ̀pàyẹ̀lẹ̀ mama wò nísìn ó dẹ̀ fẹ́fẹ́ mu gàrí ni ìyẹn ọ̀dẹ̀ possible mo dẹ̀ lè jẹ́ nù ẹ̀ ẹ̀rẹ́ mi mú ní ìbínú lẹ́mi ni mo wà máa fi mu gàrí ni. Ó crunchy dáadáa but mo ní láti dé padà kátẹ́gùn máa fẹ̀ sí mo kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Very very crunchy. Mo kí kọ́mrẹ́ ṣọlá tó gbọ́dọ̀ kù máa fi mu ẹ̀pà ni mo kíyà jagun mo kí gbogbo yẹn mọ̀ jẹ̀bú kí ẹ̀ náà máa mu gàrí bí tèmi náà ẹ jẹ́ máa mu pure water lé lórí mo need the pure water. èlò ló ń ta pure water nísìn. Èlò ló ń ta pure water nísìn. Ẹ̀dá mi lọ́wọ́ wọn náà kí broadcast sọ àwọn èèyàn ṣé ká parí program ṣé ká lọ sùn. Ìyá mi Fagbemi lékè ni ẹ̀pà yẹn ó look nice. Ó jẹ́ send them ni. Bọ́ mo lè fún yín nínú ìyá mi Fagbemi lékè mo máa ṣàwọn ẹ̀pà yìí o nígbà bá fún yín lórí ilé ẹyọ kan ìjọ mo túmọ̀ tí èèyàn kan ń bọ̀ ìrọ̀lẹ́ àpéyàn kan máa fẹ́ tó dé. Every day I know people going to Nigeria. Bàbá àròpọ̀ yẹn ni pure water is a gold o. Nigeria àwọn Igbo yẹn ní Port Harcourt tẹ bá rí ibi tó ti ń rọ omi sínú ever water tẹ bá rí ibi tó ti ń ṣe ó wà lórí linda kejì nífẹ̀ẹ́ mú omi nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn. Àwọn mẹ́wàá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. Everybody is desperate. Where máa padà sórí bitumen yẹn mọ̀ bọ̀. Koiki just explain why Southwest is not developed. I actually might go into it a little bit. Mo mú pure water lọ́wọ́. N tó ń jẹ́ kí program dùn náà nìyẹn. Majek for care àwọn tó ń paṣọ ní UK nìyẹn. Is a cleaning company. Brother mi ẹ káàárọ̀. Majek for care àti bàbá àròpọ̀ rẹ̀ àwọn ló ń pawó lórí company wọn. Now, do you know that logistics is a big business? Many vehicles that are driving on different motorways in Europe, I'm talking about 40-foot containers, they are moving goods and product. Do you know that if the North, they're still doing export of granite, and I can see if I can find what we did in 2022 from the historic data. Màá láti wò nísìn. Ẹ̀pà mélòó ni wọ́n export ní 2022. Ṣé mo kò tó wáyé pé bitumen yẹn àwa fi fix Southwest. We can then use it to fix the Southeast and the northern part of Nigeria so that when you drive on the motorway in Nigeria, I might end the OLAYOMI KOIKI because the battery is telling me it's very, very low. You will not have there will be less accident and all that. But the development that we saw in the 60s, the reason why we were seeing those developments is what I've told you. We have something that we were using to trade by barter. And we're not nearby. They were making the little money. Awani cocoa, we were making money. Àwọn Igbo ní epo pupa, they were making money. And that meant that there was good development. But ìdí táwa ṣe wà ahead of the game is because we have highly intelligent Yoruba man called Babawolowo that saw the vision that some of our, and I just want to be very nice tonight. I'm not going to call names of some of these governors, but past and present governors do not have the same vision with Babawolowo. Their vision today is different. Their vision today, Montalatiwo, if we can find, I think I found something here. In 2022, according to the data I have in front of me here, coconut, Brazil nut, and cashew was exported out of Nigeria to the tune of $326 million US. That _local_girl, thank you so much for joining us on Instagram. And if you're new to the program, my name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and all I talk about is the total disintegration of Nigeria. You might not feel comfortable with it, but Nigeria has come to its expiration, and it is time that we talk about it before it is too late. Mokiawa Idris Abimbola. All our Southwest politicians, They are not thinking in the direction of Baba Awolowo anymore. It is now about me and my colleagues and the peanut. When we talk about peanuts, some of you are not even giving up to this amount of granite during election. What they are giving you is just this is what a lot of you are getting in the Nigeria today, and I'm expecting you to understand that if you want a full load of these and this, which one will you take? Do you want a Yoruba country where we can push the value of our export of granite to the world? Ìlú mélòó ló ra granite àti cashew nut ní Nigeria in 2022? Let me give you the names of those countries quickly. Vietnam, but according to the data that I have here, and I'm not making this up now, I use the data a lot for my research on this program. Vietnam bought $171 million worth of EPA, because not whether it's cashew nut, we just classify them as nuts. India bought 117 million, about 36%. Then other countries, United Arab Emirates, where many of our Yoruba people have lived, some of them have left, some of them are still there, but they are not given access to live there in terms of documentation. But they did a business with Nigeria, not a lot, not up to 3 million. United Arab Emirates bought nuts from Nigeria in 2022 to the tune of $2.58 million US. There was another country called Qatar. Qatar, again, we have a lot of Nigerians that are doing a lot of good jobs, from cleaning, looking after children, which they could have done in Yoruba land if we have a system of government that is working, that respect the right of women, respect the right of people, that have services that is provided, which all the 191 local government in Yoruba land today are not providing. All the services that is provided in this country are done through the council known as the London Borough of whatever. So I expect Oshodi, local government, Mafoluku, and all the local government across Yoruba land to be able to take care of the basic needs of the community. But that is not happening. But this was what was happening during the regional government. But many of you today are running after the peanut when we are saying let's hold on to the buck bottle. Púpọ̀ náà ọmọ Yorùbá lè ní sẹ́ ní ẹ̀fẹ́ odindi ẹ̀pà yìí ìtẹ̀fẹ́ ní peanut wóró ẹyọ kan mo wá ń sọ àwọn ìlú tó rà fún wa. Let's look at another country. Kuwait, $1.5 million worth of nut was purchased in Nigeria. Do you think that we should have done more? Yes, but how do you do more when the northern part of Nigeria is now facing extreme terrorism? I don't know where the north was coming from in Nigeria. I'm sure were exported. But even the northern part of Nigeria that was producing granite cannot give us enough granite for export. Are you getting this message now? Remember that we are telling you during the western region. So it's not just the western region. The northern region was producing enough granite in the 60s. You will expect that we should have been producing more to export more. Export, export, export. And we can have a country that we can talk about. But for 63 years, what they did was abandon granite to start with. The north now went to the people that owned crude oil. And everybody started Jagba, Ijigi, Ijigi. And everybody became the ownership of something that is not their own. Okay, we are one Nigeria, they say, but the regions that owns the crude oil, and I can give us one quickly, an example. But before we give you that example, Nepal, bought 946,000 worth of knot from Nigeria. China bought 693,000 US dollars of knot. Turkey, níbi tí ìjìnlẹ̀ Margot wà, tó ń parọ́ pòun ti gba country, 588,000 worth of knot was purchased from there. Saudi Arabia, that many Muslims will be going to pray, but I say all the time, they are one of the most evil countries because a journalist, Khashoggi, was killed inside their... I mean, imagine a country killed a citizen of their own right inside their embassy and they denied it. Khashoggi was killed. Wọ́n pa tó bá mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń pè ní kill. Imagine, I'm not going to use myself, neither am I going to use yourself because it's not worth using. A citizen of Saudi Arabia kò gbé ní Saudi because his views is not working with the Saudi government. Turkey ló ń gbé. Wọ́n ló fẹ́ ó ní the document kan. Ó dàbí ní síbẹ̀ mi ṣe wà ní UK nísìn. Mo ṣì ní right láti wọnú Nigerian embassy. The list tá máa ṣe fún mi ni pé wàá kọ̀ slow tí mo wá ṣe níbẹ̀. I still have the right to go there and do whatever I want to do there. And they don't have any right to reject me because the people are not in your pray. If not, màá bá wọn fa wàhálà. Kíyàn wá lọ sínú embassy, èmi kọ́ mo ní fẹ́ra mi ṣe example. Ó wá lọ sínú embassy tiwọn ní Turkey, Saudi embassy. Sori ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lé ká máa sọ fún yín pé we are dealing with monsters. Kò ń ṣe Nigeria nìkan. This is not against Muslim, but we are talking about the government that are wicked. Tobani extremely wicked. He went inside the embassy and he came out. And after days, ìyàwó ẹ̀ náà wọ́n rí. Embassy ni ẹ ó wá sí embassy lóòótọ́ bó ó ti jáde. Okay, ìyá mi comfort ológunjà ṣì wà pẹ̀lú mi. Wọ́n ní kò tẹ́ ń ṣe ẹ̀pà nìkan Koiki bá mi rántí fáwọn èèyàn tó ń gbọ́ ẹ cotton. A dẹ̀ ní àwọn Indian tó pọ̀ ní èmi ti pàdé wọn ní UK rí àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà kan ìgbà tí mò ń ṣe Uber mo gbé wọn wọ́n ní in the 60s àwọn ń ṣe cotton business ní Nigeria. Wọ́n ní owó bí ìṣẹ̀pẹ̀rẹ̀ ibi tí mo lọ drop wọn sí. Mo fẹ́ focus lórí Saudi yẹn dáadáa. I am not here to bring down Islam. I was born a Muslim, okay? Bàbá mi lọ sí Hajj. Ìyá mi ti lọ sí Mecca tó ń ṣe méjì tó ń ṣe mẹ́ta. Àní wọ́n pa citizen wọn sínú embassy. Nígbà tí news yẹn break, àwọn sọ pé yes, ó wá sí embassy lóòótọ́, bó ó ti jáde. Níbo ló wá wà? Turkey kẹ̀rẹ́, àwọn wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe investigation. Wọ́n wá realize pé ẹni tó wọṣọ arákùnrin yẹn jáde number one òun kọ́. Ṣẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Nàìjíríà àtẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà labroad tẹ́ ń fi pé intan sọ níbí báyìí àsọdùn ní Yorùbá nation wọlé ń fẹ́ ẹlòmíà tẹ́ máa ní àwọn tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation yẹn. Ìntọ́fẹ́ ṣe fún lóyè Ìgbòho ni mo kọ̀ rọra ń sọ yìí o tí ọba Elédùmarè jẹ́ kọ́ rí ṣe o. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. Àdúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run. Tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n rí báwo ni Yorùbá ṣe máa sọ olódì olóyè pa ní 1st of July 2021. Ṣé mọ̀ pé kìíní yẹn èmi kan nílé ṣe program kẹ̀ ó máa affect wa for the next only God knows. And I'm not saying tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n rí pa tó bá rí olódì ẹ̀ pa. About imagine what that could have been. The same thing lọ ṣe ní Turkey fún citizen ni wọn government Saudi Arabia ló sanction pé kó pa. Ìyẹn làwa wá fi ń ṣe lélẹ́yà ẹlòmíì inú ẹ̀ wá ń dùn pé Fúlàní ó wọlé oníkọ́ lọ pa Ìgbòho inú yín wá ń dùn lé lórí. Ṣé wọn pé sórí Khashoggi títí dọ̀la ọba Saudi ò tí wá sí ìlú yìí wọ́n ṣe ń sọ pé ó likely tó máa wá lọ́dún yìí láti ìgbà tí mò ń sọ yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n mú story ẹ jẹ́ ká fọ̀rọ̀ ìpà sílẹ̀ nísìnyí. Èyí tẹ́ wà lórí Ọláyọmí Koiki ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Ọláyọmí Koiki àfi end the program ẹ̀kọ́ mo fẹ́ kí fóònù ẹ̀ kú mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́ kó tó di pé mo end ẹ má bínú ẹ lọ join wa lórí other platform. Thank you so much. Àwọn phones tó kù ṣe ní good cell of battery. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ mú story Khashoggi yẹn wá. because many people do not know that freedom I'm very funny. They are ready to take a lot out of us. So they can move. Yeah. They can move from the wasiwaju mi by college stable wa by. Then they can move right now wa by. Mo kí gbogbo yín tẹ́ ṣe wà pẹ̀lú wa. Ọba Elédùmarè wà pẹ̀lú yín náà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ mú Khashoggi wá. Khashoggi. Jamal Khashoggi ló ń jẹ́. Ní arákùnrin náà. Wọ́n bí ní 13th of October 1958 ní Medina ní Saudi Arabia. 2 years before Nigerian independence ni wọ́n bí. And I quickly, because phone ilé ṣì wà on a little bit, ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ fún yín ní picture ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ rẹ̀ tí mò ń sọ. Ṣorí ìwọ tó ní ẹ Yorùbá nation wọn lẹ́ ń fẹ́. Masha, I pity us. Jamal. Kódà ti pick ẹni sínú àbí IP address mi náà ni. Mo kí ìyá mi Comfort Ológunjà. Arákùnrin tí mò ń sọ yẹn lélẹ̀. I know the phone, I know Jerry. Only late. Because no phone and one tongue a little bit too much. Torí fimi ẹ lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ni jẹ́ refresh ẹ̀. Ọmọ kò gbà tí phone yẹn tó ti internet yẹn shut down lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Òun lélẹ̀ ẹni tí mò ń sọ yẹn lélẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá wo full images ẹ̀. Òun lélẹ̀. He was born in Saudi Arabia, but he was killed by the same Saudi Arabia government. Do you understand what that means? The same way, but if you pa Olóyè Igboho, you can see why some of us are so much determined. Wow, I think 3 hours and the prepare program here, carry lọ́sùn. So to about 8 minutes from now, I'm gonna end it. So I'm gonna end it with this Khashoggi. Jamal Ahmed Khashoggi was a Saudi journalist, descendant, author, columnist for the Middle East Eye and the Washington Post, and a general manager and editor-in-chief of the Al Arab news channel, who was assassinated just as they wanted to assassinate Olóyè Igboho. He was born on the 13th of October 1958 in Medina, ní Saudi Arabia, nínú ọlọ́lá, nílùú tó ní ọba tó níjòyè, níbi tí ìwọ mùsùlùmí àti ẹni tó ń ṣe mùsùlùmí ti láǹfààní àti lọ. But something terrible happened. Tí kò tí pẹ́ púpọ̀ ní on the 2nd of October 2018, ó máa kù 11 days fún ọjọ́ bí ẹ̀, because tábà bí ní 13th of October, wọ́n pa ní 2nd of October ní Istanbul ní Turkey. Masha. Ulọmọ, nationality Saudi Arabia ni. He was killed by the government of Saudi Arabia right inside their embassy. Àwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn nígbà tó pa tán, they flew out of Turkey. But nígbà tí Turkey bẹ̀rẹ̀ investigation wọn, Turkey ló ṣe àṣírí yẹn tí a fi mọ̀ pé ó wọnú embassy lóòótọ́, àmọ́ ẹni tó múra mẹ́wàá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láyé yìí. Iṣẹ́ ta gbé dání, a dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run pé ó ń fi iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa ni. A dúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run àti Jésù tànábì àti àwọn onílẹ̀ tó ń fi iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa. Owó tẹ́lẹ̀, it's not about the money. The risk is too much. Ìyẹn lẹ́lòmíràn máa ní láyé àwọn tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Intention. They are evil forces. I'm not talking about in Nigeria. that are not comfortable with a lot of what we are saying. Amnesty International, 29th of September 2023, still no justice for Saudi sanctioned murder of Jamal. Ṣé mọ̀ pé the same thing tí Jamal yìí ni wọ́n ṣe fún Daddy Yati tí El-Rufai ó ti kú ó wà láyé, nobody knows. Daddy Yati was kidnapped by the El-Rufai government. The same El-Rufai ní ọba Ìjẹ̀bú lọ gbé oyè fún tọ́pẹ́ ní Bádé kìnnìkan àbí kìnnìkan. You can see that we are all in big mess. We should not remain in Nigeria. Nigeria is not designed for the Yoruba people. It is time that we come out. Program Imaton in 4 minutes. It is time that we come out of Nigeria so that we can have a better future. The future of our own away from Nigeria. Let's take a little bit more from Jamil, and this is coming from Amnesty International last year. Saudi Arabia, still no justice for the state-sanctioned murder of Jamal Khashoggi 5 years on. Ó máa pé ọdún mẹ́fà tí wọ́n pa sí inú embassy wọn ní October 2nd, 2018. Ẹ mọ̀ kó máa dàbí pé Koiki ṣé fíìmù nìkan tó ń sọ pé citizen ìlú kan ó lọ sínú embassy wọ́n dẹ̀ pa wọ́n kún sí wẹ́wẹ́. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn dẹ̀ board flight wọ́n dẹ̀ board jáde kúrò ní Turkey. But Turkey investigated every single one of them. And that is one of the reasons why the Prince of Saudi Arabia could still assisted visits in UK. But from what we have been told last year that he might visit before the end of this year. 5 years ahead of the 5-year anniversary on the 2nd of October since the state sanction, just the same way tí state sanction pé kó lọ pa Ìgbòho sínú ilé. Because state ló sanction it, I mean the federal, I'm also federal. The federal government of the Fulani sanctioned that kill Igboho if you cannot bring him alive. And a lot of you have listened to Chief himself spoke about it. Very, very emotional. He was a Saudi journalist. Jamal Khashoggi was murdered, assassinated in the consulate of Saudi Arabia in Istanbul. Eléyìí ṣe ní 30 years ago, ní 2018, 31 ní 21st century. So you can see that Tabanafe freedom, we have to really mobilize and be determined and prepared our mind that we want to go. If not, we will be slaves for the rest of our lives. Because if Saudi can do this, understand what I'm saying. If Saudi Arabia, I am not talking about their citizen, I'm talking about their government. Èmi kọ́ ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní sinamá ẹ̀sìn sọ pé Saudi Arabia sanction pé kó pa wọ́n dẹ̀ pa lóòótọ́. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé ó máa wá sí embassy láti wá ṣe nǹkan kan. Òun ò dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé wọ́n láníyàn láti pa òun. Bọ̀ àwọn tó máa pa àwọn ti dé sí Turkey. Wọ́n dẹ̀ pa wọ́n dẹ̀ gbókùn yẹn jáde. Wọ́n wá wọ aṣọ tóun wọ̀ wá sínú embassy. That means pé wọ́n bọ́ aṣọ lọ́rùn ẹ̀. Wọ́n wọ aṣọ yẹn camouflage. Ẹnìkan dẹ̀ jáde pẹ̀lú aṣọ ẹ̀. Àwọn dẹ̀ ti pa sínú embassy. Òun ni wọ́n wá ń sọ pé olóyè Ìgbòho tó bá jẹ́ wọ́n pa ńkọ́, and then so what? You can see why àwọn ìyá tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ìgbòho wọn ní fi sílẹ̀ lọ́rùn. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ìgbòho à ní filẹ̀ lọ́rùn. We will support him we will stand with him. 5 years after Jamal Khashoggi brutal gidi bí wọ́n ṣe pa Dogon àti Alhaji Fatai. It was a murder. After the brutal assassination sent shock waves around the world, the path to justice for his killings remained fully blocked. Do you know that Mauricio Wore tó sọ pé, how can we be subsidizing Hajj for people? Like Peter Pan said, how can a country spend so much money for Hajj in the name of religion? Ìyẹn tẹ̀ ṣe problem tiwa. But how do a government subsidize people to go to Mecca? I don't know whether UK does the same thing. Mo fẹ́ lọ mú Sowore jáde. And again, this has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with you being a Muslim or not. It is just that the fact, and we are just 3 hours into the program and I should have ended now. But let me say this, Sowore 12 hours ago, and this is going to be the end, and I'm going to try and recite the anthem of Ed. I hope I can still remember it. I shall be. Good luck. Thank you so much for watching. These guys are the most unserious set of people. Nigeria continues to be unfortunate by selecting, not electing, functional morons as leaders. How on earth do you have 13 million out of school children, abandon them with begging bowls, and then turn around to subsidize those going for religious ceremonies in the wealthiest oil-rich Gulf state, Saudi Arabia, that also end up killing their citizens on the 2nd of October 2018, called Jamal Khashoggi was assassinated by the state of the Saudi Arabia government. And 6 years this year, there is no justice for him. No one is going to give us a freedom if we do not fight back for it. I've not asked you to kill anybody. I've not asked you to take arms. But I'm asking us to mobilize and give our politicians a tough time. Whatever that tough time means to you, it means to me as well. The tough time to exit out of what Britain put together for their own selfish interest. I love you all, and I'll remain the last man standing. I understand that some of you love to help, but you don't have the means. But those of you that have the means that are not, there's no problem. One day, you would come back and say, how I wish I invested more in this Yoruba nation today. Because it will be of benefit for the near future. Nigeria is not going anywhere. It is dead. And if anybody try to raise Nigeria back, we will pull it down back again so that we can exit from that shit old country called Nigeria. So whatever Tinubu is doing is wasting his time. But I know he's just enjoying just as Buhari did. Tinubu is just going to enjoy just like Buhari did and return the power back. But it's up to us to say that must stop. And like I said, not everybody will come down. I will be on the ground to witness that time. Moki Bugwa, Oduagbiwa, Koni bi odale. Moki Bugwa ente darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Moki ọkùnrin, Moki obìnrin. I appreciate you all, and I hope that next time you will join us for another fantastic program. I will not start mentioning names again. We've done 3 hours, it's more than enough. I know different time zone. Olanipeku brother me. For all the comments in the section, for all those that will be watching again, And for those that still believe in us, I wish you a very happy Easter. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ìbí wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa, tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Odùduwà, ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. I have to learn it, just like we learned the crazy Nigerian anthem for a very long time. So if you are still one of those that doesn't know how to recite the Yoruba anthem, please find time to learn it. It is worth knowing. It makes you proud of who we are. We are nationalists and we're very proud of such. And that is why when I put this on, I say thank you so much to Omoluabi Apparel for saying, Koiki, you have said that you are Baba Yoruba. After Baba Kitoye and Igboho, we will continue to provide more of such outfits. I have some new ones, but I'm still enjoying the old ones. Thank you so much, Omoluabi Apparel. And on that note, Orayola Masmo, Shalom, 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 like my grandma Comfort Ologunja we say shalom. And for Bugbawa Aboro Aboyo, if I've said things that you are not comfortable with, Yoruba has to be free, and it has to be free. Moki Bugbo Bale Yoruba, Moki Bugbo Pastor, Moki Bugbo Woli. I'll just be sitting back and be doing my other little things. But for now, shalom. Good night. Moki Uba on Timwa, Moki Olanikbekun, well to plenty, and the rest of you all, thank you so much for being part of the program this time. Till then, till another time, Moki Bubuao, Eshegoni, Ajijagbara, and the rest of you. Baba Akintoye Mokinyo and the Yoruba World Media, Home Based Media, thank you all for every work we are all doing. Bye for now.